Okay, I think the recording is in progress now. So awesome. So once again, welcome you all to today's session on a Saturday night at 30th May. And at 9 p.m., we are going to learn everything about branding. And we are going to deep dive a lot into branding. Before we get into that, let me introduce about myself. I'm Karan Shah. I'm based out of Hyderabad. And I've been into the design field for 14 years now. I started my journey as a graphic designer, self-taught myself, then did my degree in animation and multimedia, 4 years of bachelor's in multimedia, and post that, slowly, I transitioned into UX UI design. And over my journey of 14 years, I'm grateful that I got opportunity to work with some of the biggest OTT apps. Have been part of AHA OTT platform, which is a regional OTT platform based out of Hyderabad, which works in Telugu and Tamil. And I've been part of it from day zero, scaling it all the way from 0 users to 10 million users. And apart from that, I've been grateful to work with multiple other brands across multiple domains. And I run my design agency called as 8FX. And apart from that, today I do consulting with a couple of firms. And I've been also working with a lot of other OTT platforms, which is based out of New Zealand, Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, etc. But before me talking more about myself, I think I would be super excited to know what you all do and what you all are expecting from today's workshop. So do put into your chat, okay, which city you are from and what you currently do. It'll be super helpful to know the kind of audience we have got, because during the registration, I have seen there are a lot of audience who are designers, who are design students, who are UX UI designers, and I'm super happy that you all have joined this particular workshop. And for the UX UI designers also, please remember the session is going to be really helpful, because at the end, people are going to use your app or your website, and that becomes the basic touch point for the branding to also start to amplify. So this session will still give you a lot of insights in your design thinking process. So stay tuned and we all together start learning. Perfect. So now that you all can hear me clearly, see me clearly, and I have your confirmation, we are exactly at 9. I would not like to waste any further minute. Let me share my screen and let us get started. So any questions before I get started, then please do put it in the chat. The chat is on the right side of the screen. So if I'm looking like this, that means I'm reading your chat and I'm over here looking at the main screen. Perfect. So we have got a couple of them, 100 plus people in today's workshop. That's such a lovely audience, and thank you all for joining and trusting. And throughout this course of 14 years, I realized that there's a big gap into the industry, and that's exactly why I started this organization called DesignerHub Learning. And the motto over here is to help designers to learn, connect, and grow. And periodically, it has started in month of Jan. So far, we have been conducting 2 to 3 workshops every month where we are teaching all the design fundamentals. So if you're joining for the very first time to our session, just put 1 in the chat. Okay, please, I want to test your engagement. You all have to be super active. If you're joining for the first time, put 111 into the chat box. And so, oh my God, so many people for the very first time. And if you have not joined any of our previous sessions, don't worry. All the recordings are available for free on our YouTube channel. So you can just search DesignerHub on YouTube and you will get our channel, and you can learn all the design fundamentals, right from color theory, typography, to design principles, and a lot more. Today's session is all upon branding, and the previous sessions that we covered as fundamentals are helpful in terms of branding as well. So do not worry, whatever we are going to teach today is not related to the past sessions. So whatever is today is fresh, but if you have knowledge of the previous fundamentals also, it is a add-on and you will be able to design better. So many people for the very first time, and I love you all. So thank you so much, and let's get started without any further ado. Let me load my PPT once again. Perfect. It is loaded. Now, okay, perfect. So let me even turn this off. Perfect. Share my screen. Just confirm if the screen is visible to all of you. I hope the screen is visible. Yes, just put a thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. So once again, DesignerHub was with a motto of where designers can learn, connect, and grow. And today's session is all about branding blueprint. So let us get started and go deep dive into branding. So this session is helpful for designers who would like to charge more and not just make logos, but build good brands or a brand kit. So we will have a complete deep dive into what all goes inside building a good brand kit with real examples, with real case studies. Nothing that I'm going to, this whole presentation is not out of AI. Very upfrontly, I'm telling you, it is no AI has been used, no AI content. It is genuinely what I have learned over the couple of years. And that's exactly what I have put in over here. If I wanted, I would have used Claude and made a even more better PPT, but I think that doesn't work. It doesn't connect with the audience. So directly, straight from the heart to all of you. And we tested this as an offline workshop first in Hyderabad. We had a very good response, and I'm sure you all will also enjoy throughout the journey. A lot of engagement and a lot of questions in between. So you'll have to answer with numbers, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, or with one word answers. So be ready for that. Use your chat and enjoy the entire session. And second, it is also helpful for all the founders who are building your own brand, whether it's a luxury brand or a normal brand, depending on the kind of audience, which is more on D2C, okay, which is direct to customers. And there are other kind of brands also, which are B2C, B2B, and all of that. But I'm focusing today more on D2C. And then also for all the creative folks who are tired of listening, make it pop. How many of you have actually heard it from your clients to make it better or to make the logo bigger or to make it amazing or give me a minimal, great, best design logo for my particular brand? You all would have heard these lines, right? Yes. If yes, just put a Y into the chat box because I have been through that journey multiple times. Okay. So perfect. So I see so many hands going up. And also, anyone who is confused with entire branding and why it is not working, I'm sure you will have a clarity on a lot of them. Okay. So things that we are going to learn today. What is branding? 5 pillars of branding, which is very, very important. Understanding the fine difference between branding versus marketing. And there is a framework that I have come up with called as the Brand Trinity Framework, which works for anything while you're building your brand. And apart from that, we are also going to understand something which is very, very important called as brand archetypes. If you have not heard about this before, then you're going to learn a lot of it today. How many of you know about brand archetypes? If you know, just put yes into the chat box. If no, or if it is your first time listening to this, put 1 into the chat box. If you're listening this for the first time, put 1. Okay, a lot of ones going in. Perfect. So this will give you a lot more understanding. Perfect. So stay tuned. And then we are also going to learn how to measure your branding ROI. So whatever you have done, is it really working for the brand? How do we measure that? And elements of brand kit, what all exactly goes into the brand kit? And then understanding types of logos and how to design good logos. In between, there are a lot more other slides which I have not put as headers over here, but we will explore them. So do we get started? Are we ready to get started? Yes, everybody? Perfect. I can, if you all can put some thumbs up or the party poppers. Okay, perfect. So let's get started. So why people pay more? Okay, you can see a very classic example. So we have a single same coffee cup. Okay, same product category, same ingredients, but different perception. What is difference over here between these two cups? Apart from the price, what is the difference? Come on, chat. Everybody on the chat box. What is the difference? Logo. Okay, perfect. So is logo branding? Is logo equal to branding? Do you all think logo is branding? Okay, no, brand name and value. Perfect, perfect. Okay, awesome. So that little difference between this 40 to 200 is nothing but the branding. Even if all of these are same, okay, the street vendor who is selling the same coffee at 40 rupees and this particular store is selling at 200 rupees, the ingredients are the same, the sources are the same, but still there's a big difference in the psychology of people, and that psychology is what we are going to break down today, which is nothing but branding, and we term it as branding. So people don't buy products, remember that. People buy meaning, story, and experiences. If you want to be a good brand designer, other skill apart from designing, even if you don't have the software knowledge, not a problem. The other skills which are really, really important is storytelling and building right experiences. You have to be a good communicator with your story. You should be able to come up with good stories to express whatever you have designed. So that is very, very important. Okay, let's go deeper. So what exactly is branding? So branding is a total perception a person holds about a company, shaped by every touch point. Now, what is every touch point? As we go further, you 1 minute team. The system got stuck. I'm going to just rejoin. I'm just rejoining. I hope you all can hear me. Yes? Okay, perfect. Just hold on. Just hold on. Mhm. Okay. Sorry for the hookup, but give me a minute and we will be there. 1 second. I think I loaded a lot of stuff onto my system and it just got stuck. Don't worry, guys. Give me a minute. We'll be there. Okay, it is just loading in again. Opening my browser once again. Give me a minute. Perfect. I'm on my system once again. Let me share my screen once again. Hold on. Okay. Sorry for the inconvenience. This was out of my control. Perfect. Okay. Is my screen visible to all of you? Once again? Everybody? Perfect. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Okay. So we can get started. Once again, I didn't turn on my video. Let me turn that also on. Give me a minute. Is it okay if I keep it off? Is that better or do you want me to put the video on? What do you all recommend? On or off? Quickly tell me in the chat. On. Okay, perfect. I'll put it on. I'll put it on. No worries. No worries. Okay, perfect. Is my screen visible once again to all of you? Perfect. Oh, no. Okay. I think I should be on also. Okay. There is some issue that is coming with the camera, but that's okay. Let's not waste time. After a while, again, I'm going to try. So, what exactly is branding? We were understanding. So, it's every touch point and every interaction that we go about. Okay. And it's a feeling that it evokes. It lives in the customer's and the user's mind. Remember that. So, branding is the total perception a person holds about a company, and it is shaped by every touch point, every interaction, every feeling it evokes, and it lives in customers or the user's point. Now, it's a difference between a product and a promise. This is very important. Your product is not the branding, and your promise is also not the branding. It is a little difference between both of them, because your product could be different, your promise could be different, but brands are not created based on this. Okay, because you might have multiple products, some products are working, some products are not working, so that doesn't define your brand. And also the promise, what you would have started with, might keep on changing with the newer products that you keep on introducing into the market. So don't worry about the product and the promise, but it is a little difference between that. So now, as I told you, it is a perception. So there are three things that go and define a particular brand. One is the perception, then the emotional memory, and your differentiator. So the perception is nothing but the image that you live in the customer's mind before and during, after every interaction. That means, let's say you have entered a particular room and they don't have any idea about you. But once you have left the room, the kind of impression that you leave on them, that exactly is the branding. Then the emotional memory, the feeling of a business that leaves behind, what people say about when you're not around. This is very important. So what is it that people talk about your brand when you're not around them? And then the last differentiator, which is nothing but the some reason, or your USP. USP is nothing but unique selling proposition, which is your differentiator from your competitors, which could be the pricing or your specs or your features that you're offering to your end customers. Okay, so these are the three reasons of why branding amplify, all of this working together. Now, branding is not just logo. Remember that, guys. Branding is not logo, because many people have this perception that a good logo will create a good branding. Do you all think the same? If yes, put a yes in the chat box. How many of you agree with this? Branding is not logo. I hope you all agree, right? Branding is not logo. Perfect. Why, I will tell you. The very next slide is going to prove you that. Because what you see outside is the this little small thing. Okay, you will see the name of the brand, you will see the logo, you will see the typography, color palette, social media, website, and print designs. And lastly, other things that go on, which is your product and touch and feel and all of that. But the things that are not visible to you, okay, I hope I am audible to all of you. Yes or no? Perfect. So the things that are not visible are the brand values, the mission, the vision, the target market and the user personas, the brand personality, which is the tone of voice, then the customer experience and the culture, brand story and the emotional connection, the USPs, the offering of the products and the services, and the competitors in the market. So all of this goes behind building a good brand. Now, what are all of these is what we are going to emphasize upon today, along with the visible items as well. So how do we create a good mission vision? Okay, many people have this confusion. What is this mission vision? What goes first? What goes second? A lot of people would have got these doubts. Then people would also have confusion between what is this tone of voice and the personality. Don't worry, I'm going to clarify all of them. And then how to bring this brand story and the emotional connection. We have a good formula for that as well. And then target market and user persona. This is very, very important. We have a very nice activity as we're going to do it today. And then competitors in the market, you might already be aware of your competitors because you will just Google them, or you can use ChatGPT or any AI to figure out competitors today. USP, that is something that you need to figure out as to what is it that you are doing. Oh, my voice is not clear. Hold on for a minute. It's clear, right? I hope my voice is clear to all of you. No, it's clear, it's clear, it's clear. Okay, perfect, perfect. So perfect. And now let us go forward. Out of all of this, please remember the logo is just the small little tip of the iceberg. So logo is not branding. It is one of the element of the branding. Okay. And logos also, you would have seen of big brands over a period of time, they get evolved. They evolve over a period of time because their mission or the vision changes, or their products change, or the customer category altogether change. Now today we have this new category of people, we call it as Gen Z. Now the kind of likings they have got, brands are trying to adapt that is their target audience, because they are the ones who have money power today. They are the ones who they have to target so that their brand is going to amplify, because the previous generation has already become older and they are not going to spend money back again on them. So every time, with generation being changing, branding also has to evolve. Okay, so your brand, so this is very important line, remember, you brand an experience and you market a product. Okay, so Branding is nothing but a kind of an experience which will come through multiple ways, which could be your touch point, your storytelling, and things like that. And you do a marketing for a product on your social media. If you're selling any kind of product, basically you're marketing it. And in branding, these are the 5 pillars of branding. One is the strategy, then the identity, which is nothing but all your logo and things that are visually appealing, then the positioning, the market positioning, the communication that you do with your customers and at various touch points, whether it's your brochures, leaflets, mobile app, websites, and all of that. And at the end of the day, the experience. Let's say if you have got a physical store and you enter the store, how do you feel by entering, the way they welcome you, the way they treat you, and the entire shopping experience that you have. Different stores, let's say you compare Zara and H&M and you compare lifestyle. All three would have a different experience. Agreed? Yes or no? If you all agree, just put yes in the chat box. And let's say with that, if you go and compare to Soul Store altogether, completely different, right? If you enter Soul store, that is completely different. You enter Zara and H&M is completely different. And let's say all of them, you go and explore some other Blueberry or Nike kind of a showroom, it's completely different. So that's an experience. So 5 pillars of branding. This is something that you all need to understand. I just told the keywords in the previous slide, but let us understand them a little deeper. So the first is the strategy, which is the foundation that defines the purpose, mission, vision, values, and the direction. Now, how do we create all of these? We will understand as we go forward. But these are very, very important. So before you are doing any kind of branding project, try and understand the company's mission, vision, values, and the direction that they are heading towards, because that will give you a clarity for the kind of audience you are designing for. Then comes the identity, which is all the visually visible items and the verbal elements like the logo, colors, typography, and the tone of voice. Okay, now this tone of voice generally in the identity goes with the tagline. Okay, the tagline that you create is nothing but one of the tone of voice. Like I will give you a simple example. Daag achhe hai. Okay, if this is the tagline, which brand is it? Okay, Majboot Jod. Let's say if I talk about this, can you just put it in the chat? These are simple taglines that I'm talking about. Surf Excel, perfect. And Majboot Jod, let's say if I'm telling you about that, Fevicol. See, I didn't even tell the color, I didn't even tell you the logo. I only told the tone of voice and you are able to recognize the brand. That comes with the marketing that they are doing. So we will understand as we go further. Then comes the positioning. So it's the strategic placement in the market to highlight your unique values versus your competitors. Okay, so this is very, very important, who you are targeting and how you are positioning among them. Now, Starbucks coffee versus a normal coffee is nothing but the positioning game that they are doing. Then the communication, which is how your brand speaks, the message, the story, the voice across every channel and touch point. Very simple example would be Zomato notifications. You all would have seen those quirky notifications by Zomato and would have seen like they are so personalized to you. Yes or no? That communication that comes from Zomato or Zepto or any of these fast apps, they are totally personalized, totally quirky, and they also analyze your habits. Based on your habits, they are pushing you more and more notifications. Hey, because you have browsed this or because you have previously bought this, maybe you might want to refill your fridge with this. These are the kind of personalization that these brands are going. It's nothing but the kind of communication and trying to create that connectivity with you. Lastly, the experience of the interaction with the purpose of packaging, the shapes, and how people feel. This also creates a lot of importance in the people's mind. So, and if I have to tell you a yellow color chips packet, which are all the brands that come to your mind? Come on, quickly. Yellow color chips packet. Okay, see, Lays. But is that the only one which is in yellow color? Now, let's say if I tell you toothpaste, which brand comes first to your mind? Toothpaste, come on. Red color toothpaste, Colgate. See, there's so many toothpaste brands, but you all are choosing Colgate. And it's not me telling you guys, okay? You have yourself chosen that. And you can see the kind of response that we are getting, more identity towards Colgate. Okay, so branding is the process of developing a unique identity and image for a product or a company through consistent themes, messages, and visual elements, aiming to create a memorable impression in the minds of consumers. Now, all of this, they were able to do it successfully, and that is exactly why it is working perfectly for them. Now, something to highlight over here is nothing but this one word, which is consistent. Okay, your branding has to be seamless or consistent across all touch points, whether it's your TV ads, whether it's your social media, whether it's your website, anything. Okay, if there is a consistency that is maintained, then that brand is going to work throughout its life perfectly and seamlessly. Now there are different types of branding. Okay, I'm going to categorize them over here into six major categories. One is the product branding. So you have all these FMCG brands and all of that. So making a specific product instantly recognizable and desirable, creating emotional ownership of a product. Then comes the personal branding, okay, which is building a reputation around a person, their expertise, their personality, and the consistency of their presence on social media or various other social platforms, and that you yourself become the brand. I'm sure you will be recognizing all of these people. You can, right? Do you recognize all the six people over here? Yes, everybody? Awesome. Do I have their names over there? No, right? But you still know them. You know Ankur Wariku, you know Nikhil Kamath, you know Raj Shamani, you know Vaibhav, you know Prajakta Kohli, and all of them, right? Then comes the corporate branding, which is nothing but the identity of a company as a whole, where it has values, it has culture, and a reputation across every product, division, and venture. And they all totally throughoutly follow on that. Okay. I feel there is one more pillar that isn't talked about much, that is research. Okay. Yes, it is important. As we go forward, I'm going to come to more deeper into the research, because before building any brand, there's a lot of research that goes into it. Like any kind of branding, whether it's product branding, personal branding, corporate branding, all of it requires a lot of research from the users. Then the service branding category, which is all into fast servicing or satisfying users' needs, which is like branding the experience of a service, not just as a service itself, but when the how feels as good as what the want. Okay, so this is very important. When the how feels as good as the what. So what is it that you want and how is it that you want, both are being satisfied, so the customer is happy. For example, I could even put like Ola over here. At a click of a button, or Uber over here, at a click of a button, you're getting the cab at your doorstep, you're sitting it, reaching your destination. So how is it happening and what is it doing? Everything is getting answered and your purpose is being solved. Then comes the retail branding. Like all these showrooms that you have, the process of creating the distinct identity and majorly the experience that you get by visiting the store for a retail store or a chain, so that the customers instantly recognize. I'm sure you enter any store across any state, the feeling will be the same. If you enter the Zara in Hyderabad and Zara in Mumbai, it is going to look the same. So goes with any other brand. Okay. And then lastly comes a geographical branding. So the geographical branding is nothing but trying a product to identify and a story of a place. So basically all of these have a geographical region which is connected with by a story, where the location itself becomes the quality guarantee. I'm sure you would have faced it. Like you have Gir tea, you have Gir forest, you have Gir this, Gir that, Gir, so many of them. Same way, you have this Darjeeling tea, Incredible India, Run Utsav. Okay, then Araku coffee. Now, by itself, Araku is known for coffee. Araku's coffee beans are highly produced and highly famous, highly exported. And using that by itself having a big value, taking that into your name and building a brand around it, automatically you're going to pull in that kind of audience who are really interested in that premium coffee. And same goes with like Ran Utsav, all the way from Rajasthan and Kutch. It's from Kutch, Gujarat, and then it continuously keeps going because it has its own popularity and people across the world will continue to get into it. Don't worry, you will all get the recording of this. Do not worry. And I am purposefully going a little faster because we have a lot to cover. And totally, though free sessions, but my intent is to give you all a good amount of knowledge. I hope this is clear until so far. Everybody clear? Yes or no? All the six types of branding? Perfect. Now let us go to the next step and go a deep dive into how do we build all of this. Okay, so before we build, let us understand branding versus marketing, because there is a very fine line and this is very important that you all have a understanding. Branding works for the very long term, whereas marketing is short term. Branding is an emotion and a feeling that you are trying to evoke or create in the people's mind, whereas marketing is more towards action and conversion. Like you are seeing ads, they want you to click on the button, buy it today. So that is all about marketing, whereas branding is creating that awareness and that feeling of want into the people's mind. Branding is more towards identity and trust that you want to create, whereas marketing is more about promotion and the awareness. Branding builds loyalty for the long term so that you have repeat users, whereas marketing is just going to generate leads as of today. And branding is all about who you are, whereas marketing is what you do. Remember these differences because they are very, very important. So when you are trying to create a brand, many people try to confuse this with marketing. Like they all focus on short term goals, they want immediately action and conversion happening. Like tomorrow you put a brand out on Instagram and you're like everything should get started in one day. It doesn't happen that way. It takes years of time, or it takes that kind of strategy that you build which goes parallel to each other. Okay, and then you have the amplified output. So marketing brings people, branding makes them stay. Remember that. Without branding, marketing feels empty, and without marketing, branding stays unseen. Okay. Now, if I'm going to draw a simple logo like this, okay, which brand do you all will tell this logo is all about? Quickly. I'm just drawing a tick mark. Which brand is this? Okay, everybody told it Nike. But why do you think that tick mark got associated to Nike? Because they have marketed that particular tick mark so much on TV commercials and across their products that today you know that, okay, this tick mark is nothing but for a brand called Nike. Even if they do not write the word Nike today, you will still recognize with the popularity of this tick mark. Okay, that is because of the marketing. So the brand was created originally not just with the tick mark, it had its own name also along with it, and it had all the elements together. But as it evolved, as the marketing got bigger and bigger, they realized that no more they need to use the word Nike, and people will recognize with just this tick mark. Also the Amazon smile, yes, it goes with that. Okay, so without branding, marketing is empty. You need all of these branding elements for you to do marketing, and without marketing your branding stays unseen. A very powerful line. So let your brand speak and your marketing amplify it. Remember that marketing is to amplify your brand, so your brand has to speak and your marketing has to amplify it. Okay, clear all of you? Now let's go further. You have to tell 1 2 3 4, okay, in the chat. All the bottles are the same, but the pricing is different. Which bottle will you choose? Okay. Tell me 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't put the price. Everybody is with one? Sure? Okay. So there are some people going with three. There are some people going with two as well. But majority of them are going with one. Okay. I would like to know whether you buy this bottle or this bottle, is it going to make any difference? Is it going to make any difference? Now in yes or no? No, right? You are still going to complete drinking that water bottle and fulfill your thirst. Correct? So there's going to be no difference. So 99% you will all go with this particular bottle. Perfect. Now let's change the scenario. Why am I telling this is it's a very classic example. Let's say you are going to a travel journey and you have to take a water bottle into the train. Now which bottle will you choose? Again, first one, right? Everybody agreed? One. Okay, perfect. Now let's say you are with a group of people in a theater or in a mall and you're trying to buy a bottle for him. Now which bottle will you buy? Will you buy this 10 rupees one or you will buy a higher one? The scenario has changed. Now people are observing you. So which bottle will you go for? Fourth one, directly fourth one. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Still, I think even if I would buy the 10 rupees one, it is still going to be the same. But now everything changes. Now I put this. Okay. Now which bottle will you buy? If you have to go in train, which bottle? Let's say I tell train, which bottle? And now let's say if you are going and meeting, let's say some big person, big personality, and you have to go and buy a water in that place. Now which bottle will you buy? If you're going to meet a big personality or a company CEO, now which bottle will you go for? Right? You'll directly jump into this one. Correct? Oops. Everybody. Correct? And now let's say if your meeting is appointed with Ambani and there's an option of choosing a bottle that you are going to drink water for. You have got a bottle menu also because elite people have kinds of different types of sparkling water, this water. Then which water bottle will you choose just to build your brand? Quickly. Of course, third, I think fourth. Awesome, guys. So see, you're not even seeing anything, but what you're seeing is the price and the kind of scenario that you are into. Okay, the status. Because with higher the price, the mind itself thinks that you are building a status for yourself. Now, this is completely psychological. And I'll tell you the funnier part, that you are sitting with, let's say, Ambani, you have ordered this particular bottle. Same menu was given to Ambani as well. And let's say he has taken 1 rupee bottle. Okay. Then now what will happen? What do you feel? What do you feel? Just tell me. Okay. Ambani ordered 10 rupees bottle, whereas you ordered the 95 rupees bottle. What would have happened? Okay. It doesn't have to impress. One will increase the demand. Okay, guys. Okay, jokes apart, but now everything boils down to the storytelling. Okay, each of these water bottle are selling the same thing. There is same H2O formula inside all of these bottles. The formula is the same. Nothing is changing. Only they are going to do their marketing campaign of from the Himalayas by the processing of rich minerals, this, that. Yeah, I get the right word on the chat which says popat, which is very nice. But this is all the marketing gimmick, which is amplifying the price of the same very bottle. Whether it is this bottle or this bottle, okay, the production cost, okay, jokes apart, I can see you all on the chat. Money will not pay only credit. Maybe he will get offered all the bottles for free of cost also, because it is he who is drinking it. But we might have to end up paying the bill. That's okay. But let's come back to the theory part, which is important to learn, which is the storytelling. Okay, they are all serving the same H2O, the same processing, the same manufacturing, the same everything. The cost of making, okay, for all of these four brands is going to be same 3 rupees per bottle. Okay, you all know, right? A Coke bottle actual manufacturing cost is just 2 rupees, which they sell for 10 rupees. Okay, previously it was not even 2 rupees. It used to be in paisas, but yeah, with time it has now become 2 rupees, and they still sell it for 10 rupees. You can imagine the percentage of profit and margin that they are building on top of it. So similarly, now all of this price hike is only happening because of the brand that they are creating, okay, which is nothing but the perception that they are building in the people's mind and the marketing that they do for it. Okay, now each one you can see the kind of storytelling that they are doing. So Bisleri story is all about everyday hydration you never question, pure, safe, and trustworthy. Now another brand which is just charging 5 rupees extra talks about the same thing, clean, minimal, rich, and reliable, barely tells a story of smart, affordable, and clean water for families. You can see even water they have made it smart. Okay, smart water. Then comes the pristine one, which is the Himalayan, pristine, untouched, and refined. Just instead of mineral rich, they are writing this a little word change, pristine, communication, untouched and refined. Himalayan story is about luxury born from nature's purity. Again, it is the same clean, mineral rich, reliable, but they use nature's purity, the kind of marketing and communication change. Then comes to the last one, which is like Evocus, bold, functional, and elite. Okay, they have just changed the entire category of people who they want to target. They very clearly are targeting the elite. Evocus turns water into a statement of performance and status. Imagine water is also giving you a performance and status. So just see the kind of storytelling these four different brands are doing for the same unit, which is H2O, which they are serving you. So you all see the difference, right? Correct? Clear? How just with the power of storytelling, they are able to change the perception in the people's mind. Okay, let's go a little deeper. So the four foundational statements, which is the purpose, mission, vision, and values, which we have to create. So the purpose is why we exist beyond profit. Okay, so it's not about the money, but you need to ask, why are you over here? Or you as a designer, now you can put this in your day-to-day lives. You can put this in your business that you're doing, whether you're building any 6 categories of brand, whether it's a personal brand or any kind of brand that you're building, this 4 things go for everything. Okay, so you need to ask the very first reason, why did you start doing it? Okay, was it, and not from money point of view, but what is it that is driving you? Because money will go fluctuating up and down, but the driving factor would be your passion, your motivation, or other kind of words that you would have, and the reasons that you would have started it with. So Now I'm taking a very simple example of Bisleri only over here because we have started with that example. So the purpose that Bisleri has is to make safe drinking water a non-negotiable right for every Indian. And at some places, it also tells to democratize access to clean water in India, not we sell water. So they never market that we sell water. They tell that we help giving pure water, or we help giving water as a safe drinking source and all of that. Then comes the mission, which is nothing but what we do daily. So the difference between mission and the vision is nothing but vision is something that you want to achieve in 5 years or 10 years or 15 years down the line. Generally, it is 10 years. Okay. So vision is always later. So first comes the mission. Mission is what you're going to do today or in the next coming month or on day-to-day basis as an activity. So whenever you talk about mission and vision, remember many people tell vision and mission, but it is actually mission first and vision second. So you need to highlight more on the mission because vision takes a time to build. What is going to happen after 10 years is going to take you a lot of effort and energy also. So mission first. So now over here, the Bisleri statement mission is we deliver 100% mineral rich water to every Indian household at lowest possible price. Okay. And then comes the vision. So by 2030, no Indian family should pay more than 5 rupees a liter for a safe water. That's their vision. Then comes the values. Now values are nothing but something for the environment, something for the people, something for the society. So how we behave, and these are non-negotiable values. So like Tata has a big non-negotiable value, which is trust. Okay. So Tata always works on trust, and like if the brand is like backed by Tata, people blindly trust it because they are known to trust it. They do their due diligence so tight and so deep that you have to trust them. So now values for like a Bisleri bottle are like transparency, affordability, local first, and zero plastic by 2030. So this is something that they're trying to build over there. Now zero plastic by 2030 has become a value scope for every soft drink brand today. They have been forced by government and a lot of other economists and environmentalists because they have to make the environment safe to live, make the air breathable. So much pollution happening because of plastic waste. So yeah, so those are the values. Similarly, now let's say if you are a designer, what is your purpose, what is your mission, what is your vision, and what are your values? So now let's say if I would put as my value that I will not work with clients who have a budget less than 10,000. Okay, I don't want to take, that is my value. If it is less than 10,000, that client I might rather give it to somebody else and I will not waste my time onto it. Or let's say if I'm working on a website project, my value that I have fixed it in my mind is no website I will do below 50,000. That is the value that I have built it. Okay. That is and again, now value get built over a period of time with your kind of quality also that you provide. Okay. So you need to remember quality is everything in terms of designing I'm talking. And most important than the quality also is the problem solving. See, design is a subjective topic. So what client will like, we never know. So at the end, what we have to look for is, are you able to satisfy the client and meet the problem statement? Are you able to solve the problem that was there through your creativity or through whatever XYZ reason? If you are able to solve the problem, I think you're doing a good job. And if you have been able to do that consistently, your value is going to increase year after year, slow and steadily. And to find the right purpose, the 5 why drill to find the purpose. So ask, why does this matter? You will have to ask this 5 times, and 5 times write a different answer. So the answer which you get on the 5th answer is usually your real purpose. Okay, so the very first purpose may not be your right answer. Write it multiple times and you will then realize what actually is your real purpose. So that's why for big brands also, coming to these statements and values, they take a lot of time. They might take months also. Okay, and behind these values and vision, they will also have a big legal team which is working together. Okay, so remember that. So when you're going to take on any branding project from a design perspective, it is important that you get answers to all of these, because otherwise you are going to miss out on delivering to the right audience. Okay, now why branding matters? Because 23% revenue boost from consistent branding, it gives 23% of boost. 77% of consumers buy based on brand name. Remember that. 80% of people stay loyal to the brands they recognize and trust. And 85% of the people are willing to pay more for trusted brands. And 65% of people judge a brand by its logo. as we all do. We judge things by looking at its cover. And 500k plus brands are already right out there competing for each other. Okay, so in the same category also, globally, you will have more than 5 lakh plus brands doing the same stuff, and you're trying to compete among them. So remember that you will have to work hard in your research part to build the right output so that you are able to build a mark out of it. Now, going a step further, that's where comes the frameworks and how do we make it happen. Now, I call it the brand Trinity Framework. A good brand is something which works across the mind, across the body, and across the soul. Okay. So, mind is nothing but the logic and the decision that your mind is going to take. Body is nothing but the senses and the experiences that you are going to give by touch, feel, and all of that. And the soul is nothing but the emotions and the loyalty that you're going to give from your brand. Now, from the mind, the logical reason to buy, which is nothing but giving the clarity, value, if are you solving the problem, and which helps the customers to decide. So this is all the logical thinking that the person is going to do for any of your product or service. Then comes the body, which is the brand sensory experience, which is the design, visuals, interaction, and overall look and feel. And then comes the soul level, which is the emotional connection, which is all about the trust, loyalty, and relationship that keeps the customers coming back. Now, I will go a little deeper in this mind, body, and soul so that you understand a bit much better. Now, how do we find all of these value systems for each of them? So mind is nothing but the question to ask is what makes me choose this particular brand. So whether it is the value proposition, whether it is worth my money, or it is a differentiator that how is it better than the other ones, or it could be the pricing logic, like this particular price feels better than what I'm getting it for, or the problem solution fit. If you're solving the perfect problem that the customer is facing, so does it solve my exact problem? Either of the two should be satisfactory. Okay, if you're satisfying any of the two, then you have cleared the mind phase. So it is the rational layer where the customers justify their decision, and to get that justification they just need to satisfy any of the two, whether it is the value or the differentiation or the pricing logic or the problem solution fit. So that is the mind layer. Now going to the deeper, which is the body layer, where the customer is like, what feelings do I get with this particular brand? That's a question to ask. And it is whether it is all about the logo, colors, typography, and packaging, which is a visual identity, or it is all about the spatial design, like if you're entering the store, how the lighting is, how the decor is, how the smell is, and all of that. Or it is the UX UI design, which is your app flow or your copy or your interactions or your notification communications that you're doing, or it is the sound and the smell, like the music, the notification, the tones, the scent, and all of that. Okay, so this is all the layer where the body is going to touch, feel, and understand and experience all together. So the sensory layer where the brand becomes felt through sight, sound, touch, and interaction. So that is the body layer. Now over here, it could be any of the one that has to be fulfilled rightly. Okay, because let's say this one would only work on digital platforms. This one will work only on the store. But for the store, this both go hand in hand together. And this, let's say, coffee shops, you might be aware or not, but Starbucks purposefully puts their coffee beans in open because the aroma gets spread inside that particular store. And as soon as you, is the screen not visible? Screen gets unshared. It's visible, guys. Maybe your connectivity issue. Okay, perfect. So visible, right? Okay, so coming back to Starbucks story, they will purposefully put their coffee beans in open, okay, a certain bowl which is having the coffee beans into it, which they allow people to even take and eat it. That's because the coffee beans aroma gets spread into the ambience, and that smell pulls you and makes you more and more hungry to have that coffee. Okay, as soon as you enter in, you are like, I want that. I want to gratify that smell inside me, which is evoking that emotion. So that is all the smell. A lot of perfume brands also do that. So remember that. And then coming to the soul layer, which is all about asking what makes me stay with you. So why will somebody stay with you? Whether it is the trust and ethics that you have, so like does this brand keep the promise? Or it is the personalization, like does this brand know and care about me? A lot of apps today, everything is getting personalization. Then the brand values, like do I share the same brand beliefs, the value system that I as a person have, and does the brand also have the same values? Let's say, for example, I see to it that the brand whichever I'm purchasing from is not having any cruelty with animals. That's my value system. So I try and check that is the brand doing selling me a good organic product, but behind the scenes is also doing cruelty with animals, I will not go and trust that brand or take products from that brand. So that is my own personal value system that I have built. So do I share the same brand beliefs? And lastly, the community belonging. Like, do I belong to something bigger? Soul Store by itself became big because of this community belonging. That particular kind of audience between college going, and they wanted to look funky, and each one started to find similar kind of funky t-shirts. Nobody was building it or making it. Soul Store was the only one which was doing it, and they became more and more bigger because people started to feel that they are part of a community. So community is the future of branding. As you go forward, every small startups today are trying to build communities around their brand, because they know that if the community gets stronger, the repeat customer value will be much and much higher, because you are rotating with the same amount of people, and if you are using that, other will also be using that, the third person will automatically buy. You would have seen this happening, right? It happens with iPhone also. IPhone, what is iPhone? It is nothing but a community. Apple is a community by itself, and the community has become so big that everything in its ecosystem works seamlessly. And if you try and integrate some third party into that ecosystem, it will not work. Maybe like photo sharing between Apple to Apple or Apple to iMac will be much easier compared to Apple to Android, because the kind of community and the ecosystem that they have built. Yeah, same goes with Geo also. So these all people are trying to build those ecosystems, and you become part of that community, and you are like, okay, if 10 people are buying it, maybe this is worth it, I should also buy. That's how iPhone also grew. You saw 5 of your people buying iPhone, you are like, okay, maybe I should also buy that phone itself. And that became the kind of marketing gimmick. And also the price. You saw it same with the water. How we saw in water, same goes with the iPhone story as well. So let's go a bit deeper. Now let's see some example of brand Trinity framework in action. Like if you look at Geo, in the mind, it tells affordable data with strong network value. So that is the mind layer that they're trying to put it into your mind logically. At the body layer, simple app and seamless connectivity. So whenever you are using any of the Geo products, it's like just connect and plug and play and use it. There's no much technical challenges that you have to do. And the soul is nothing but empowers digital access for everyone. And they tell the same storytelling, right? Like we have brought internet to the ruralest part of the India. We have amplified the internet network through Geo and all of that. So you feel empowered, like they're giving access, digital access to everyone. So this is how every brand will fit properly into the mind layer, body layer, and soul layer. You need to be fitting in all the three segments. It's not like you only have to sit in the mind or only in the body or only in the soul. You have to fit in all the three perfectly. Only then you're building the right brand. Same goes with like Tanishq for a jewelry brand, premium jewelry with trusted quality. They have always been focusing on trust, hallmark, this, that, all of the certification and all of that. On the at the body level, they market more of elegant stores with warm, luxurious feel. And at the soul level, it is the emotional trust for life's special moments. So if you look at their advertisements, they will always show at the time of some function or a celebration or during the weddings that they will be showcasing. So at the life special moments, you will have to go with Tanishq as a brand. At that time, Pulmonas will not even come into the picture, because Pulmona's target audience is all about wearable fashion or trendy fashion, where today on the go, for office culture and all of that. Pulmona can never match Tanishq, okay, because both are targeting it separately and marketing it separately. Coming to the Dettol, at the mind level, kills germs effectively for reliable protection. That's what they have been selling you. At the body level, it's like green color, medicinal scent, clean look, all of that. And at the soul level, deep trust as safe, protective family brand. That's exactly what they market. So if you look at Dettol ads, they will always try to show family into it. So now you are understanding the psychological that is going behind each and every brand, right? Now coming to the Rin, powerful stain removal, blue packet, strong foam, fresh scent. This is how they give you the feeling at the body level, because all of this happens. And at the soul level, confidence in brighter, clean clothes. That's why they also use the bright blue and all of that. So that is the kind of psychological play that each of these brands use this at the mind level, body level, and the soul level. I hope this whole framework is clear to all of you. Yes? If yes, put a yes in the chat box. Yes, right? Perfect. Now let us understand the next bigger thing about branding. So the key takeaways: win the mind, engage the body, and stay in the soul. Good branding attracts customers. Great branding creates repeat customers. Remember that. Good branding, anyhow, we will do, it will attract customers. But great branding creates repeat customers. This is where you actually win as loyalty. Okay. So, win the mind is nothing but give customers a reason to choose you, engage the body, make every touch point feel intentional, and stay in the soul is nothing but earn loyalty through trust, values, and community. That is the entire takeaway from this particular framework. Now, coming to the next important topic, which is brand archetypes. So, what is brand archetypes? Now, this was not some new concept. It was way back in 1919, and it was identified by Carl Jung, and they were nothing but psychological patterns that we have inside humans. So, the same psychological patterns can be implemented to a brand because they consider brand is also nothing but a kind of a human which has got emotions, which has got a personality, and which is trying to connect with similar kind of people. So it was later prominently adopted by agencies in 2001 as the marketing and advertising industry grew in the digital boom. Okay, all humans have one dominant trait that leads to typical behavioral patterns. Okay, these are very important terms, please understand. Patterns, desires, values, and motivations. Every human will have some kind of behavioral pattern, desires, values, and motivations. Not sure if you have heard of this word called personality traits. So these typical archetypes can also be applied to brands and businesses and can use them to create brand personalities that connect with the target audience on a personal and emotional level. Okay. So now there are totally 12 archetypes that are clustered into four families based on what fundamental human need they serve. Okay, so the four are: leave a mark on the world. That is the one of the kind of audience that you will have. The second kind of audience is provide structure to the world, like they want to do something for the people and all of that. The third is pure connection and yearn for paradise. Okay, and sorry, pure connection is the third one, and the last one is yearn for paradise. So these are the four different categories of people. Now I will explain this much better and deeper so you will understand it. So these are the 12 brand archetypes in total, and these are the four categories. The first one is leave a mark on the world. The second one is provide structure to the world. Third one is pursue connection. Fourth one is yearn for paradise. Now, inside all of this, there are the different types of people. So there could be one kind of category is the hero people, which is like overcome and achieve. Then you have rebel kind of people, which is like outlaw and disrupt. You have magicians who want to transform and do some wonderful things. In the second category, which is provide structure to the world, they are like the rulers who want to control and have status. They are creators, which are nothing but imagining something bigger and dreaming bigger. They are caregivers, which is all about nature and the protect, nurture and protect. Then you have the third kind of category of people, which is pursue connection. They are like lover. They do more about intimacy and indulgence and all of that. Then you have jester, which is the fun and surprise element that the brand brings. And then you have every man, which is nothing but belong and honest. And that works with every kind of people available over here. And lastly, you have yearn for paradise. So these are that category of people who have like got everything, or they have elevated themselves from all the worldly things. So they are like innocent, they are sage, like they have a lot of wisdom and truth that they want to share with people, and they are explorer, and like they're like discover or freedom, or they're traveling and exploring a lot. Now I will go in deeper of each and every archetype. This is just for your one shot snapshot. You can take a snapshot of this if you all want. So these are the 12 different archetypes. So now archetypes give designers a narrative identity to design from. Pick yours before you design anything. Every iconic brand maps to one or two of these. Choose that one as your North Star. So as I go forward, I will explain you what is the North Star as well. This is nothing but any brand will stick to any of the two from this. So maybe this is the one and this is the second one. So this two could be the traits of a particular brand. So there cannot be a third one. It will only be any of the two. Like it could be all the three from the same category, or it could be two from different categories, but it cannot be three from different categories. Remember that either a brand can solve any two problems, this or this, this or this, this or this, or between these two, or between these two, anything like that, or in one category all the three. Okay, so far everybody is clear? Can I go a little deeper? Perfect. I know time is exceeding a little. I told you it's 1 to 1.5 hours, but we will be completing it. Don't worry. But are you all learning something new, interesting today? Yes, right? Perfect. Awesome. So I can skip this. So the first one, the hero. The hero is nothing but where there is a will, there is a way. So that is the kind of statement that they would have. The core desire would be to prove worth through courage, mastery, to triumph over adversity. The greatest fear of this particular brand trait would be the weakness, vulnerability, being seen as incompetent. Then you will have the brand voice, which will be more of bold, confident, motivational, action oriented. And then you have the marketing message, which is like we help you become stronger, push past your limits. These are all the personality traits of that particular one archetype, which is the hero. And the personality traits are like brave, determined, disciplined, focused, inspiring, competitive. And the visual cues that they use in their branding or marketing: strong reds and blacks, dynamic action imagery, sharp angular logos, athletic typography. Now, if you compare with all of this that you read above, do they match over here exactly? Yes, right? Do you see any kind of logo having curved edges and everything? No, right? All sharp edges, completely sharp. Okay, board, cred. Now you can see like they want to rule that, but like break the existing pattern, and they want to be like prove the worth that they are into. So you can see like cred turns paying credit card bills into a heroic act of financial discipline, rewards credit worthy. Board is like position itself as India's stormers and Shastra Yoddhas or warriors, aggressive sports audio. Hero, the name itself, hum mein hai hero, you can see. Then the Muscle Blaze, which is nothing but a wellness brand, which is all into this dietary supplements, built entirely around Indian share, warrior fitness mentality. So you can see how these brands, personality traits are being utilized and marketed. I can go into each one of them. Now you tell me, do I read out each one of them or I skip this part? I leave the choice to you because I can see people dropping off, but choice is yours. I'm more than happy to cover it because that is something that you will learn. So can we get the PPT which is useful for us? Okay, I'll continue. The recording will be available so you all can watch the recording. That will be easier. I'll go a little faster, but okay. So the rebel rules are made to be broken. That is like very angry and all of that. So like the core desire is revolution, liberation, disruption, and broken the status quo. The fear of them would be like being powerless, conventional, and inflectual. And the brand voice would be proactive, blunt, irrelevant, defiant. Marketing message is the system is broken. We are here to break it open. And the personality trait is like rebellious, unconventional, raw, independent, anti-establishment. And the visual clues would be like black plus neon or distressed textures, bold sans serif, anti-corporate aesthetics, things like that. And you can see some of the brand examples like Fast Track, which is move on, challenge consecutive Indian dating norms. Then you have Thumbs Up, like aaj kuch tufani karte hai, the rugged anti-Pepsi. Then the Royal Enfield, which is like the bikes are known for the ruggedness and the rebellious spirit. And the TVS Apache, the racing DNA, definite tone. Okay, so these are all the examples, and you can see how this rebel tone comes out in this brand as well. And the same gets transferred into their advertising campaigns that they do on TVCs. Then comes the third one, which is the magician, like I make dreams come true. Core desire is to understand the fundamental laws of how universe works and transforms reality. The greatest fear is unintended negative consequences, manipulation, and backfiring. Brand voice is like all about inspirational, mysterious, transformative, slightly otherworldly, something like people have not heard of. And then marketing message would be we turn the impossible into obvious. Personality traits are like visionary, charismatic, transformative, mystical, knowledgeable, intuitive. And visual cues are like gradient, light effects, futuristic typography, minimalistic white space, jewel tones, and etc. And you can see some of the examples over here which exactly correlate to that. Like Paytm magically replaced cash overnight, Paytm Karo. Zero Da like made stock trading feel democratized and effortless. Welcome to the world of investing. Raymond, transformation of a complete man. And Lakme, like beauty transformation, sells the after, not the product. So they always sell the what is the outcome. They don't sell the product directly. Then comes to the ruler, the fourth one, which is power when wielded right and its responsibility. So core desire is to control, order, prosperity, leadership through excellence. Greatest fear is chaos, being overthrown or losing power. Brand voice is confident, premium, commanding, sophisticated. Marketing messages, we set the standards, others will follow. Personality traits are like authoritative, refined, polished, executive, prestigious, in charge. Visual clues are like gold, black, burgundy, serif fonts, crown and crest, generous, negative space, premium materials. You can see gold, burgundy, and all colors over here. You can see the kind of taglines also that they have. And like Taj, when in India, stays with Indians, the original Indian luxury hospitality. Tanishq is like purity certified, BSI hallmark. These are the ruler cues. Mercedes Benz, the obvious one. JW Marriott, luxury hospitality. These are the kind of marketing messages that they also spread. Then comes the fifth one, which is the creator. If it can be imagined, it can be created. The core desire is self expression, innovation, building an enduring value through craft. Greatest fear is mediocrity, having half finished version or imitation, somebody copying them. Brand voice is inventive, inspiring, craft obsessed, and we made it for the makers. Marketing message will give you the tools to express yourself. Personality traits imaginative, artistic, non-conformist, expressive, and original. Visual clues are bold, experimental layouts, hand drawn elements mixed with sharp geometry, mixed media. All of that perfectly works. Handcrafted, sharp geometry, sharp geometry, sharp geometry, and all of that. Fab India is like celebrating Indian artisans' craft and design language. Tata Motors, innovation led automotive. Chumbak, quirky designs that turned Indian, forgot, maybe spelling mistake. So basically, all this Indian art into a global product line, and they adopt, which is creativity for all. This is the tagline also, creativity for all. So that's how you can see how each and every personality trait is matching. Then coming to the next one, the lover. You are not only who matters. You are not the only one who matters. Like core desire is intimacy, passion, beauty, emotional and sensual connection. Greatest fear is being unloved, unwanted, alone or unattractive. Brand voice is intimate, poetic, sensory, emotional, indulgent. Marketing message is we help you feel and be able to be felt. Personality trait is romantic, sensual, passionate, devoted, indulgent, and aesthetic. Visual cues are like warm reds and pinks, soft lighting, close up textures, elegant serif, romantic, and imaginary. Now, you can see some examples of this brand which are like in the love category, or they want to promote more of that, or more of connection or the emotional balance that they are creating, which is the Cadbury Kuch Meeta Ho Jaye. Then Manyavar, which is like wedding emotional storytelling. Then you have Tata Tea Gold, which is again, and Forest Essential, which is sensual luxury skincare and positioning. Did I miss the sixth one? Yeah, I missed the sixth one. We'll come back to that. Don't worry. Then comes the jester. You only live once. The core desire is to live in the moment with joy, to make others laugh. Greatest fear is like being boring, being bored, or being predictable. Brand voice is funny, casual, current, uh, meme fluent and self-aware. So basically they are like having memes also, but they're not like exactly meme. So it's like a fluent kind of meme which is like understandable. And the marketing message is like to make life lighter, stop taking everything so seriously. Personality traits like witty, mischievous, irrelevant, playful, energetic, spontaneous. Visual cues are like bright primary colors, playful illustrations, sans serif with personality, and play of humor in their copy. And all of these brands exactly match to this particular brand category. Yes, perfect. Then comes the everyman. All people are equal. Like core desire is to belong, to feel connected, and to feel I am one among them. The greatest fear is being left out, being seen as a elitist or different, standing out badly. Then the brand voice is conversational, no frills, friendly, people like us. Marketing messages, we are just like you, no uh, pretense, or they don't pretend anything, and are just real. So personality traits are like down to earth, honest, humble, authentic, relatable, and dependable. These are the kind of values that they want to promote. And the visual cues are earthy tones, photos of real people, not models, unpolished, honest imagery, and conversational typography. Now you can see like SBI, the bank, then the Geo, then Oyo, and Parle. They all try to make it feel like it's for the common man, and it's not for elite people or anything. They all want you to feel like a community together. Then comes the innocent, which is free to be you and me. Core desire is happiness, simplicity, purity, and being good. Greatest fear is being punished for doing something wrong, corruption, complexity. Brand voice, cheerful, sincere, naive in the best way, and family friendly. Marketing message like we are good, we keep it simple, we won't hurt you. Personality traits are like optimistic, honest, pure, faithful, simple, and wholesome. Visual cues are like soft pastels, sunshine yellows, light blues, rounded friendly type, and illustrations of nature. And all of these brands exactly match to the innocence that they are trying to project in the people's mind. Two more to go. The sage, the trust will set you free. The core desire, the truth, sorry, the truth will set you free. The core desire is to find the truth through analysis, knowledge, and wisdom. Then you have the greatest fear being deceived, ignorance, and accuracy. Then the brand voice is authoritative but kind, evidence based, teaches wisdom and condensation. And marketing messages, we help you make better decisions through better information. Personality traits are like wise, intellectual, analytical, objective, mentor like, and well researched. Whereas the visual cues are like retrained palette, often blues, grays, and creams, serif fonts, lot of data visualization, and editorial feel. So over here you can see like Asian paints, where heart is the storytelling about every home, the wisdom that they try to give. Again, Tata Tea, because they are trying to do activism, awareness, and all of that. Then the whole truth, which is like radical transparency, they tried to create complete transparency of their entire company on social media. And the TED, which is all about giving ideas that change everything. So, and more about knowledge sharing. So these are all brands which they want to make you feel truthful and build trust over a period of time. Lastly, the explorer, like don't fence me in. They want to travel, they don't want to be feel bounded. Core desire freedom, discovery, the open road, finding oneness through new experiences. Greatest fear would be comfort, entemperament, emptiness, and being stuck. Brand voice could be like wanderlust, evoking, expansive, individualistic, go on your own way. And marketing messages, we help you find what's out there and what's in you. Personality traits are like adventurous, independent, curious, ambitious, individualistic, and restlessness. Visual cues, wide landscape photography, earthy or typographic visuals, rugged typography, maps, and routes. Now, these are the kind of brands you can see in their advertisements also. They always will show nature and things like that. And like Mahindra always tells, anything can happen, designed for road less travel, Decathlon, explore the outdoor gear, Make My Trip, travel discovery, Indigo, wings for exploration. And you can see how each and every brand relates to one or two of the traits in correlation with each other. Now, how do we remember? I know we missed the sixth one, which is, which one did we miss? Caregiver. Okay, so we missed the caregiver, but it's nothing but all about giving care to the people. And the visual cues will be more of those pink colors, rounded corners, and all of that. So, because I missed it. Sorry for that. I'm doing it for the very first time. So, I'll add it in the next session. So now that we all have this, how do we remember all of this? I made this very simple method to remember. If you can remember like a superhero and this one particular statement, you will remember all of these 12 brand archetypes. So the statement is, me sir, every hero jokes, rules, cares, and creates love. Okay. So this is the statement that you have to remember. You can take a snapshot of it. So me sir, every hero jokes, rules, cares, and creates love. So the full form goes like this: M for magician, E for explorer, S for sage, I for innocent. Now R for rebel. So till here it is me, sir. Now all of these are just expansion. Every is everyman, hero is hero, jokes is jester, rules is ruler, cares and is caregiver, creates is creator, love is lover. Okay. So if you can remember me, sir, every hero jokes, rules, cares, and creates love. If this statement you can remember, you will remember all the 12 brand archetypes. Okay, perfect. Going to the next important topic. So you understood all the traits. You have understood how the brand Trinity Framework works. You have understood so much up until now. Now let us understand the three kind of stories that any brand will tell. It goes for all the kind of categories of branding, whether it's personal brand, D2C brand, or experience of a store, any kind of branding that you do, this will work as a storytelling. So one is the founder origin story. Like, I built this because I had this problem. The second kind of story is the customer being the hero as the story. You are the hero, we are the guide. So like, you are the everything. We are here to help you find the right guidance or help you get it done. Like Cult Fit, Cred, most fintech brands and all of that. For the founder origin story, you can see Mama Earth, Boat, Sleepy Owl, The Whole Truth. These are all founder led. If the founder wouldn't have been visible, this brand wouldn't have been grown. Okay. And the cost story, we exist to fight this wrong thing, like the Forest Essentials, Fab India, Tata Tea, etc. And that's how their marketing and advertising campaigns also used to be. And apart from all of this, something on a personal brand, this is the 5 beat structure that most of the people follow. Once upon a time, there was this particular problem, then this thing happened, so I did this particular thing, or we built this particular X, and now this is the transformation that exists. Okay, I'm sure you would have seen this in a lot of advertisements and storytelling. Yes or no? Yes, each one of you, correct? So these are the any kind of three storytelling, and this is the fourth. This is only for a personal brand. Okay, so but any of these stories is what you have to correlate yourself with. If you're building any brand, remember what is the kind of story it is revolving around, whether it's a personal story, or whether it's a founder origin story, or a customer being the hero as a story, or it's a cause that you're trying to build for. Then coming the touch point, so brand touch point map. Every place your brand shows up, a brand decision happens. Now that there are three major touch points: pre-purchase, at the time of purchase, and post-purchase. Pre-purchase could be all about your Instagram ads, Google search snippets, website heroes, or packaging photos, your peer reviews, your influencer post, or your WhatsApp messages and forwards. These are all the pre-purchase based on which we take the decision. At the time of purchase, your branding would be all about how easy is your customer UX, your checkout copies, your delivery SMS, and all of those notifications coming properly, your packaging unboxing, then your stickers, your thank you notes, your QR receipts, and all of that. That is at the time of purchase. And the post purchase is all about the onboarding email, or the push notifications, or the voice WhatsApp update, or the customer support reply, or the return policy, or the referral, or the loyalty, and all of that. So these are the major touch points that any brand goes through. This is majorly for those product oriented brands which are like online and offline both. So for all of them, these are the three major touch points. Okay. Now comes how to measure the ROI of your brand. So there are the 6 KPIs that every founder should track. If you are building any kind of branding, even if it is for your own self or your own agency, these are the things that you need to track as a founder. One is the brand recall. So like doing surveys and ask people, like, name 3 brands in that particular category. Are you one among them? Then you have already won if you are in the top 3. The second is the net promoter score. Like, would you recommend that brand to other people? And if the 50% of the people, let's say if you're asking 10 people and 5% of the people are telling yes, that means you are having a good net promoter score. Then comes the premium pricing power. Can you charge 15 to 30% more than the generic competitors? If yes, then you're already doing good. Then comes the brand recognition, like show the logo without text, just like I did. If I put the tick mark, you're able to tell that it is Nike. So can people identify the brand? That means you have done very good with your marketing. Then comes the brand search volume. Like it's all about the Google trends of your brand name over the 12 months. If the trending is up, your brand is working. Now, I don't know if you are aware about Google Trends. Are you all aware? Have you ever used Google Trends to check anything like how are the trends and patterns? If not, it is very helpful. It's a very free to use tool. You can search for anything and you can search the trends and it will show you the trend results. Like if this thing is actually trending and are people searching about this on Google or not. If they are not searching and you're trying to build in that category, please remember it is not going to work. But if you are going to build on something that a lot of people around the globe are searching, then that means that particular brand will succeed someday or the other. So you can use Google Trends because it captures the trends globally based on all the search results that are happening. And I'll show it to you at the end. I can show you a live example. We can use this Google Trends. 5 minutes it will take, and you can see the entire example of a case study. Lastly, the customer loyalty. How much of your repeat customers are coming or repeat orders are coming again and again from your existing customers? That is a very big metric. If you have won this and you're this, I think you are still a good brand, because rest of the things will only come with the power of marketing. Like brand recall will come only after marketing, recognition will come only after marketing, search volume will increase only after marketing. And if your marketing is going good, you will be able to increase your price also. But these two things marketing cannot buy. This will only happen if your service or your product is in the right category. And if you have won this 1 and 2, rest of the things will automatically come over a period of time. So that's how you measure the ROI. So ROI is nothing but return on investment. Okay, so whatever you are building or return on information. Okay, whatever you are building, are you doing it in the right direction? Now, positioning statement formula. So how do we position your brand? If you want to increase the position, how do we do it? I'll show you some examples over here. So this is the statement. You can take a snapshot of this particular thing. So this is how the entire brand positioning statement is done. This is a formula most of the brands use it. So this is your brand name for target audience. Brand is in the category of whatever unique benefit because they believe in something unlike their competitors. Now, I will give you a real example. Zepto for urban millennials. In metros, Zepto is a grocery delivery service that gets essentials to your doorstep in 10 minutes because of hyper-local dark store, unlike Blinkit and Instamart. You can see how all the blanks got filled. Clear? So read it out loud to a stranger. If they can't tell who is it for and why it is different, then you will have to rewrite this statement. Okay? Let me give you a few more examples. So again, remember the statement. So first is the target audience, category, unique benefit, reason to believe, and the competitors. And you can see all of that is covered in this statement. Zepto is for urban millennials. In metros, Zepto is the grocery delivery service. Category is grocery delivery service that gets uniqueness is essentials to your doorstep in 10 minutes. That is a unique benefit because of the hyper local dark stores. That is the reason why they are able to do. And their competitors, unlike Blinkit and Instamart. Now let's go into some more. Like Boat for young Indian music lovers age 18 to 30. Boat is an audio lifestyle brand that delivers premium sound at a fraction of a global brand price because of direct to customer pricing and Indian first design, unlike Sony and JBL. Let's take Zomato. Zomato for urban Indian foodies who hate cooking on Tuesday. Then Zomato is food delivery app that gets restaurant meals to your door in under 30 minutes because of Denset restaurant network in India, unlike Swiggy and EatSure. Another Mamaearth is a personal care brand that delivers made safe certified toxin free products because of plant based formulations and clinical proof, unlike Johnson Baby and Himalaya. So this is how they make the positioning statement. Based on this positioning statement, they drive the entire marketing, their advertisements, their social media creatives, and etc. Okay. Now, before you build a brand kit, I know now we are entering into the design part of side. Up until now, you understood how brands are formed, how the mission, vision, purpose, and values are being created, how the different archetypes are being chosen for a particular brand. Then you have understood how to measure the ROI of your brand. And now you also understood how to build your positioning statement. So we have learned so much in the span of, I think, 1.5 hours so far. Are you all okay for another 15 minutes? It won't take more than 15 minutes. We are almost at the end of it. Okay. So did you all enjoy so far? Yes, everybody? Did you all learn something new? If you have learned something new, put one in the chat box. And even if you learned one new thing today, it's enough. Did you all? Yes, right? A lot. Awesome. Thank you so much. So 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. I see everybody putting one and a lot. Thank you so much. So let's go, and before we build a brand kit, I know we will get into the brand kit, but before we build it, you have to build an audience persona. This is very important. Now, what is an audience persona? Let me explain you. So if you cannot describe your target audience in one paragraph, you don't know who you're designing for. This is entirely for designing purpose, okay? So if you're going to start designing your logo, or if you're going to build your entire brand kit, you need to have this audience persona. Now, you might tell that client is not giving me any of it. Don't worry. You have to just ask the right questions, and you need to build it yourself for your own understanding. That's how you break the psychology of the client as to what is it that the client is trying to achieve, and you will be able to convince in no time. Because if you have understood the audience persona right, you will be designing the right kind of logos as well. So fill this audience persona before you start designing anything. Give your audience a name and a face. Now, audience is nothing but a group of people, but we are going to give that group of people a random name and a random face to it, because brand is nothing but is also kind of a person that we need to treat. Okay, so we are going to treat a brand as a person, and we are going to build a audience name and a face for it. Now I will give you a very simple example for a beauty brand. Okay, we are going to take a beauty brand and take an example. So this is the audience persona for a cosmetic beauty brand called as Wow Look. Okay, now I have given the name to this audience base as Riya Sharma. Age group between maybe 20 to 30 years. Qualification of them would be a degree. City I have considered as Bangalore for doing this research. And profession, they are majorly into marketing executives or content creators or working professionals. Now, where does she live online? Now, this particular category of audience, where do they live? They live on social media platforms watching Instagram Reels, YouTube beauty channels, Pinterest, Snapchat, and Spotify podcasts. These are the kind of activities they do online. What is the kind of content she consumes online? Skincare routines, get ready with me videos, product reviews, beauty hacks, wellness and lifestyle content, aesthetic minimal content. So these are the kind of content preferences that they have got. How are they getting influenced? They are getting influenced by beauty influencers, dermatologist backed creators, lifestyle vloggers, peer recommendations, or viral beauty trends. So these are the kind of influence that they are having. Now, based on this, can you now create easily your social media creatives? You exactly know your social media creatives have to be aesthetic and minimal. They have to be having like dermatologist backed or kind of a sign, or maybe a peer recommendation that 200 plus users have already used this and have found their pimples go zero kind of things. Now you can create so many kind of creative just use based on this data. Yes or no, everyone? Yes, right? If yes, put a yes in the chat box. Just by this data you are able to create so much of clarity. You can create perfection in with your logo, with your creatives, with your communication, and all of that. Now let us understand a bit deeper. A day in her routine, so like analyzing what is the kind of day that they have. So Ria starts her morning scrolling through Instagram and Pinterest while sipping coffee before work. She prefers a minimal yet effective skincare routine that helps her feel fresh and confident throughout the day. Her weekdays are packed with office meetings, cafe catch-ups, gym sessions, and occasional content creation for social media. By evening, she enjoys winding down with skincare rituals, online shopping, and watching beauty reviews or self-care content. Weekends are usually spent on exploring new cafes, attending social events, shopping online, or trying trendy beauty products recommended by creators she follows. Now, this is the kind of lifestyle that they have as a routine. What are their aspirations? Now, this is something that you have to sell as your marketing campaign. Wants healthy, glowing skin without spending hours on skincare, aims to look polished and confident every day, loves discovering beauty products that feel premium and affordable, wants to produce and align with a modern and aesthetic lifestyle, and dreams of becoming more confident, socially active, and self expressive. Now, these are the aspirations that they have. If you are trying to create your creatives among this, then you're automatically catching their attention. What are the kind of frustrations? Confused by too many beauty products and fake claims online, tired of products that work temporary but damage the skin later, struggles to find trustworthy brands with transparency of ingredients, don't want complicated 10-step routines, get frustrated with products that don't suit Indian skin or weather conditions. So now you also know the frustration. So you should try and avoid having more of steps or kind of videos that are showing too much of things to do. Make a simple video like take it, apply it, and sleep. Done. You have sold the customer, you have sold the brand, and it will work for them. Now, what she would tell to a friend about the brand? I actually love this brand because the product feels simple, aesthetic, and genuinely effective. It doesn't feel over commercial or fake like many other brands. My skin feels better and whole experience feel premium without being too expensive. So this is the kind of review if you're getting, I think you have got the right product category, you have got the right market fit, you have understood what they are doing, and you know exactly know what you have to serve, and you exactly also know what you should not do. Just imagine this is like your answer sheet to your brand, completely to succeed or to fail. This particular sheet I'm going to give you as part of giveaway. Apart from this, there's a lot of giveaway that I have planned, which I will be putting the link at the end of the session. So just stay tuned and don't skip it. Did this help you understand the entire branding persona? Yes or no? Yes, right? Perfect. Now, after you have done that, based on all of those persona inputs, build the mood board. So don't directly jump into a design software. First, build a mood board. The mood board could be built on Pinterest, or else you could use like Adobe boards. I don't know if you're aware of Firefly boards. That's a very good tool to make your mood boards. Adobe Firefly boards. Okay. In that, you put all your image references based on all of these inputs that you have got. Try to put your competitor audit, put the kind of typography that works with that. Now you have got this visual North Star. Remember archetypes? Based on that, figure out the archetypes, and that archetype is nothing but your North Star. So one central statement that this brand should feel like, everything filters through it. So that particular brand archetype, that is nothing but your North Star. Then the adjectives that will define this brand, and the color inspiration based on the branding that you're trying to build for that particular audience or the category. Okay, so now that if your mood board is ready, you will analyze the brand personality. So map the brand on every spectrum before designing anything. Now, on all of this, ask yourself whether the tone of the brand, whether it's a serious or a playful brand, energy of the brand, whether it is calm or bold, style of the brand, whether it's classic or modern, feeling of the brand, whether it's minimal or expressive, voice of the brand, formal or casual. Based on this, you will also have clarity for all your communication that you are creating. And if you give all of these inputs to your chat GPT, you will be able to get perfect output based on all of these inputs that you give. There's one persona card if you give to chat GPT as an image also, it will make all the rest for you in very easily. It will give you all the ideas for this as well as for this. Okay. Along with that, these are the questions that you need to ask to your client. If you're building any kind of branding project, who is this brand for? What problem does the brand solve? What emotion should it create? What makes it different? And where will the brand live? Whether it's only on digital, whether it's packaging, billboards, regional scripts, outdoor advertising, etc. So you should get answers to all of this. Once you have got all of these answers, that's when you start building the brand kit. Now, what are the things that go in a brand kit? Now, I'm going to cover very quickly. The things that we have in a brand kit is a logo system, color palette, typography, imagery and the photo style, brand voice and tone, iconography if you have got icons, illustrations if you have got illustrations, stationery items, grids and layouts, design templates for social media or any kind of other offline or online platforms, then UI or digital system only if it's a digital brand, otherwise it's not required, and the mockups of all of these that you create. So these are the kind of elements that you should consider having it in a brand kit. If you are not giving all of it, then you are not going to be able to sell to the client. So you need to put all of this properly, only then the client will be sold very fast. Mockups play the maximum role. Whatever logos you design, always present it with the help of mockups. Just don't go and show a black and white logo to any of your client. Always go with mockups. If you don't know what mockups are, I can explain you. Don't worry. Do I go into deeper of all of this, or if you are already tired and bored, I'll stop here. We can have the session some other time. Continue. If continue, put C in the chat box. If stop, put S in the chat box. I know I'm exceeding the time, but I hope you all are learning something today. Continue, right? Perfect. Let's continue because people are dropping and that's something not good. We had like 160 people. Yeah, and now we are at 80 people. No worries, guys. Let's see some examples. Logo systems. Now, what all you should cover inside a logo system? You should have the primary logo, which is the full color, along with all the versions of the logo, with the horizontal version, stacked version, icon only, fave icon, and all of that. So in the logo system, it's not just putting that one logo. You should have all of these versions. Also have the version of dark mode, light mode, and colored backgrounds. Have clear specs and rules like minimum spacing that you should have around the logo. Minimum size specifications in print in and digital. If it is digital, have it in pixels. File formats, SVG and APS. These are the vector file formats. Are you all aware between raster and vector? Are you aware? If no, you can put no in the chat box. Maybe you will get to learn in previous sessions that I have done. But if you are not aware, then you should understand what is vector and raster. And you should always provide your logo formats as vector to the client, which is either a SVG or an EPS file, also PDF at times. Okay, PDF also can store the vector file type. Now coming to the next part, like you can see for each brand, these are all the logo variations, how it is provided. Just examples over here for you all. So this is how you need to give all the variations of logo to any of your client. Then comes the color palette. Now the color palette will have the primary palette, which is 1 or 2 main brand colors. Then the secondary palette, which is 2 or 4 supporting the accent color. Accent color is nothing but the third color or your other color which is used, like the text and all of that, or the buttons. So you will have majorly the primary palette and the secondary palette. Then the neutral palette, which is the white, grays and blacks for the text and BGs. Then you have all the color codes, which is hex codes, RGB code, which is for digital screens, CMYK codes, which is for the print, and Pantone codes if you are going for painting of the walls and indoor supplies and all of that. So these are the color codes that you have to provide inside your brand kit. And you can see over here, this is the hex code, this is the RGB code, this is the CMYK code, and this is the name of the color. Okay, all of that is mentioned over here. Then the color ratio also, 60% primary, 30% of secondary, and 10% of accent. You need to clearly define. Primary color should be like 60% in your artwork, secondary color should be 30%, and 10% of your accent color. And also, you have something called as WCAG guidelines, which is all about contrast check. Are you aware of this WCAG guidelines? If not, again, you can go and check my color theory session. I've covered this entirely in very depth, and you will get to learn from my previous sessions. Now, you can see how the primary color, secondary color, and my neutrals are defined over here. 60%, 30%, 10%. This is how you need to put it very clearly, 60, 30, 10. Okay, so it's very clearly understandable which is primary, secondary, and the tertiary color. Then comes the typography system. Having the primary typeface, which is majorly for your headlines and displays, secondary typeface for your body text and UI elements, web shape fallback font. So let's say if that particular font is not available, custom font if you are using, then which is the alternative font that you can use from web that is useful. Type scale, having like the entire sizing from H1 to H6, having all of those font sizes available. Font weights, like line heights and letter spacings being mentioned. Font weights are nothing but bold, semi-bold, medium, and all of that. Line height is nothing but the space between the text, and the letter spacing is nothing but the space between the letters. All of that also has to be mentioned. If it is like 0, just mention 0 pixel only, but you should mention all of this. Okay. Which type scale do you prefer to use? I generally prefer pixels because that works easier for print and all of it. But if I'm designing any kind of UI element which is responsiveness in nature, then I prefer the PT. Okay. Then coming to the regional script pairing, the ratio, which is the ratio that I use. I use the golden ratio. Like I calculate 1.618 something. So I calculate based on the golden ratio. Again, for this also, there is a very nice website. I will share the website link where you can just put your major font size and it will give you all the rest of the font sizes based on that. Yeah. So, Krutik, that's the right answer. 1.5 or 1.25 is the right preferred line height. Then coming to the regional script, also important that if the brand is going to go into regional audience for marketing or anything, you also need to mention the fonts of regional fonts, which is Devanagari or any of that. Okay. So this is very, very important. Now all the brands are trying to go global and local. So you need to mention the regional fonts also that they should be using. You can see how it is all mentioned. 6 weights, which is thin, light, regular, medium, bold, black. You can see the main font family is Inter. The secondary font is Robot or Rave. And you can see how exactly all of it is given over here. Coming to the imagery and the photo style, you need to mention whether it is warm colors or cool colors or candid or a studio shot. You need to have the lighting standards given like the natural or the golden hour or the dark. Then subject the direction like it is like Indian context or representational context or like diverse population kind of thing. Then stock photo usage rules. If you have to use stock footage, then what's on brand versus generic, you need to define that. Then the placement of the focus areas along with the brand elements, like where do you place the photos in the grids or in your posters along with the other elements of your brand, like the logos, the social elements and all of that. Do's and don'ts are also equally important to give like what kind of images to not use, because that gives a visual direction to the designer. These are like the example, like for a particular brand, like all the visual clues are given so that if you're making any kind of advertisement, you can see like the focus is more on the hand and the object of the food element. They have purposefully tried and avoid the full face. They will only show the mouth but not the entire face, or they are showing the person but not the face, because that's how they can go global. They are not worried about the kind of audience, only if they hide the face. So that's how the marketing campaign can work across multiple regions. Then coming to the brand voice and tone, giving the brand personality, like defining the adjectives. Tone guide, now that you have already understood all of this, I can skip it. Hero statements, taglines and all of that. Words to use, words to avoid. Social media hashtags and example copy also. On brand versus off brand with comparison. What will work, what will not work. This we have already covered. I'm just skipping it for now. Example, just to keep you all active, let's take a quick quiz. Daag achhe hai. I think you already told Surf Excel. The Taste of India. Which brand is this? Come on, quickly. Chat, 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 chat. Everybody in the chat box. One answer only from Naresh. What about others? Okay, Amul. I see everybody. The Complete Man. Okay, everybody got it right. The Complete Man, Raymond. Okay, perfect. Wherever you go, your network follows. Quickly. Wherever you go, your network follows. Don't Google it, guys. Vodafone. Okay. हर एक फ्रेंड जरूरी होता है. Okay. Now people are getting confused. Airtel or Vodafone or Idea. Okay. No worries. But fine. We'll see the answers in the next slide. इसको लगा डाला तो लाइव जिंगा लाला. Quickly, quickly, quickly. इसको लगा डाला तो लाइव जिंगा लाला. You all have heard it. Okay, I get the right answer. मजबूत जोड़े टूटेगा नहीं. Okay, मजबूत जोड़े टूटेगा नहीं. Ambuja cement. No, wrong. Okay, that's Fevicol. Fresh and juicy. Fresh and juicy. Fruity. You can see this is how the exactly the actual answers are. You were able to recognize based on the brand voice and tone over here. Okay, perfectly. Now let us go a little further. Iconography. It's nothing but giving the custom icon set. If you are making custom icons or if you're using internet icon packs, you can mention those icon packs or pre-approved icon library. Define whether it's a 2D icon they should follow or a 3D icon or a flat form. Give the icon file formats also. Color rules for the icon, monocolor, brand colors or palette colors. Size and spacing for the grid and the icon usage. Approved versus prohibited icon usage examples. Okay, you can see like based on the icons, you can judge the brand also. Which brand is this? You will be able to judge them easily, guys. This is for the nothing phone. Nothing phone, okay? This icon style, where do you have seen this? Very simple. First one. Come on. Where do you see these icons? Zepto? Yes? Yeah. Zepto. Then this set of icons. Anybody? Where do you see these? These icon set is of one of the trending apps. It's a ticket booking app, District. So you can see how they make their custom icon sets. And another example, okay? Illustrations. So if you are making custom illustrations of the brand, have that. Have the illustration style, consistent visual language, character designs for unique brand personalities, scene compositions, like how are you going to implement those in various scenes, and illustrations in terms of simple and scalable graphics and the color usage of these. You can see based on illustrations, you can judge the brand as well. Which brand is this? Just do it. Nike. This one, 10 minutes delivery, Zepto, Rapido, Zomato. All of it you are able to distinguish based on the illustrations itself. One more example. Just by looking this, you know which brand you are talking about. Okay? Perfect. So stationery items. Giving the business cards, letterheads, envelopes, notepads, ID cards, and presentation folders. These are very, very important. Okay. So just some examples. And grid and layout systems for the margins, the spacings, the spacing layout templates. If you're creating any print, then what should be the margins and spacings? Digital layout standards for mobile, tablet, and desktops. White space philosophy. If there has to be a minimum breathing space, then you have to define those rules. And alignment principles like left, centered, editorial. Okay, so all of that. These are the grids and layouts. You can see this is how you have to give them in your design with all the placements of elements. That's how you define the entire grid where what will come, and consistently the brands will follow this particular grid and they will be able to make consistent ads. That's how you need to give all of it. Then you have to design the templates also, like it could be your story templates, carousel templates, social media templates, ad creatives, highlight covers, thumbnail styles, all of that you can define for the brand and give it to them. So like consistency across all. I'm just showing you some random examples. You can see how the consistency of colors, consistency of this particular strip or the brand logo, and the title and the sizes and all of that. Again, consistency of the logo placement always in the center, or you can see the colors are always consistent and all of that. Okay. So this is how you need to provide them all the templates also which they can utilize it. Then the UI or digital system, only if you are building the UI kits, like giving them the design system, the UI components, the responsive design layouts, the interactive interaction states, the accessibility, like basically the contrast check, the readability check, and the usability standards, and the design tokens if you are using any for the colors, typography, and the spacing variables. Obviously, it looks something like this, but all of this by itself requires a lot of fundamentals that you need to follow before building all of this, and those fundamentals are what is difficult, and that's exactly where you can now charge. If you are giving all of this, you can charge like 1.5 lakh to 2 lakhs to 3 lakhs to 5 lakhs for giving this entire branding kit, because only if you're giving a logo, nobody's going to pay you more than 20-30K. But if you're going to build all of this and give them, that's where the actual money lies. Okay. And lastly, the mockups, how you sell to the client, giving all the different kind of mockups across devices or printables or your branding or your social media mockups or 3D mockups or presentation mockups. Give as many mockups as possible, because your brand will then be sold easily and the customer can visualize. Remember, you are the creative person, you can visualize it, but the end user cannot visualize it. So for him to visualize, he needs to see. He is not a creative person like you. So mockups help that gap to become easy, and they will be able to understand better. So even if Paperboat made all of these designs, they put it on a mock-up. They visualize it, how will it look on a store and all of that. And now this particular same example, you can see all the mock-ups that we have created, and you can understand how it would look, how the brand presence will entirely come. Okay, so this is very, very important. Okay, coming to the last part, where we are almost at the end of the session. Types of logos. There are 6 types of logos. The first one is the monogram or the letter marks, where the first letter or the initials itself become the logo, and individual letters from the brand name to create a distinctive visual mark. These are some of the examples over here. The second one is the word mark or logo types, where the word itself by itself is the logo, and it has some textual representation or a brand name, often stylized in a unique font or typography. So any font is customized as per the brand, and that itself becomes a logo. Then you have typography or textual logos, where a custom font, handwritten font, or a custom font is created for that particular brand to be distinctive, and it uses the power of text, and that itself is their logo. Examples on your screen. Then you have the abstract or geometrical logos. Abstract or geometric logo is iconic image intended to identify a brand. A geometric logo is unique and its focus and has a simple and clean shapes. Geometric shapes logo can feature complex patterns of interconnected circles and squares. And you can see all of that over here as examples. Then you have the combination mark, where you have the word mark combined with a letter mark, both of them working together and creating an abstract mark together. So a combination mark logo is a versatile, comprehensive brand tool that integrates both textual and visual elements into a single design. And you can see some of the examples over here. Then you have the pictorial marks or symbols. A pictorial logo type is a visual brand represented. This majorly works for all the apps and digital world that relies primarily on the graphic or the symbol to convey the identity of a brand or a company. And you can see all of those examples. And then you have the mascot or the character, where the mascot logo is a type of logo that incorporates the illustrated character, often an animal, person, or an object that represents a brand, team, or organization of the product. Okay, these are some of the examples. And then lastly, you have the emblem or the badge kind of logos. This encapsulate is designed further within a frame or a border, creating a cohesive and unified image that often resembles a badge, seal, or crest. Okay, and this type of logo integrates with the imagery into a single enclosed design, often giving a classic, authoritative, and formal appearance, majorly used for all the schools and automobile industry. And what makes a great logo? So a great logo is nothing but it's all about making it simple, memorable, timeless, versatile, and appropriate. So simple is nothing but instantly recognizable and no explanation required. Memorable is like it sticks in the mind, often at one glance and higher recall. Timeless is nothing but avoids trends and built for last 2 decades. Versatility is nothing but works across all sizes, from favicon to billboards. And appropriate is nothing but fits the industry, the audience, and the personality. So remember that whatever logo that you create, it has to be timeless and not something that is based on trends. If today gradients are in trending, don't make all your logos in gradients. That will not work tomorrow. So people keep changing. Now all the brands are putting gradients to their logos. But again, there will be a time where people will be bored with gradients. And remember, gradients come at a higher cost. It looks good on the digital, but if you have to print, everything becomes multicolor and every color is a cost. So remember, from print perspective also, try and create not more than two colors into a gradient. Oh, sorry, not more than two colors in a logo. Try and keep the logo in only two colors. So how a logo is born? So if you have to do this particular test, research. Okay, now you know what all to research upon. So now brand belief, audience study, competitor audit, all the personality that you build and all, then build a concept out of that. Do mind mapping, do sketches, rough ideas and all of that. Develop that on a tool that you use, whether it is Photoshop, Illustrator, Canva, or any tool that you want to use. You can use AI also, but AI logos are not scalable. Remember that they are not vector output. If you want to stretch that logo, it will be blur on a 40 feet hoarding. So 3 to 5 strong concepts refined digitally, then test it with different sizes, colors, context, and usage. Refine it based on the feedback loop, refine the typography or the icon wherever refinement is required, and then finally deliver. And obviously, before you deliver, you will have to do this multiple times back and forth, and then you will deliver with the final output with all the brand kit that I have explained you so far. But one simple test is, for a memorable logo, ensure that a 10-year-old is able to recreate a logo on a paper after seeing it for 5 minutes. Show him the logo for 5 minutes. Now hide the logo and tell him to draw it again. If they are able to do it, that logo will be memorable for a long period of time, and it is easily rememberable or recognizable. So this is a simple test that you can do. Okay. Now there's one more logo type I actually love, dynamic mark possible. So yep. Now brand kit mistakes. So let's talk about the mistakes also. It's important that we as designers provide every element in the brand kit. Just designing the logo and giving the logo is the biggest mistake. So just giving the logo in PNG format will not solve the business use case. Giving all the variations and the formats which makes it easy for web, print and all is very important. Giving inconsistent color values, same brand blue looks different in print versus digital versus other places, that will not work. Always document all the 4 color modes. I've already talked about it: RGB, CMYK, then what about it? RGB, CMYK, hex and Pantone, hex and Pantone. Okay, then missing the regional typography. So obviously, all I gave you importance of this, that every brand you need to mention the fonts of regional typography if they have to use, because in India 60% of them still consume content in regional languages. And not providing misuse guide, just providing what to do but not giving what not to do, that's also a mistake. You should very clearly mention what not to do, and this is very easier to do, but it is still time consuming work, but that efforts are really important. Skipping this WCAG guidelines. If you all are okay to stay back, I can show you all of this online as well. I will show it to you. So always test your contrast colors, that the color, if it is on a background of a color, and on top of it, if you're putting the font, it should be very clearly distinguishable and not merge or blend with the background color. So that is the contrast that you have to check. Then the trend based designs, just don't go with the trends because it will only fade away with time. So in 3 years, look dated and client wants a rebrand. So if you give us something trendy, don't remember that the client will change the logo and will not come to you for that change, will go to with some other designer and get the logo changed, and then that portfolio will be like an outdated portfolio, that none of your work exists in reality. So don't do that mistake also. So don't follow trends, follow which is something working and solving the problem. Want to know about this AI in branding? Don't worry, I'm not going to go much in this. I'm going to give as part of the giveaway. These are all the prompts I've already part of the giveaway. So these are the prompts that you can use for all your personas, competitor analysis, brand positioning strategy, brand naming and taglines, and visual direction, to get all of that, to get the mockups and visualization. So these are all the prompts that you can use. Don't worry, this will be part of the giveaway. Now the foundations. So now that you have understood everything about branding, the last thing is, what are the foundation topics that you should be good at? Okay, these are the things that you should be aware and you should know about it. So these are about the design principles, having good knowledge about typography, layouts and hierarchy, having good observational skills, being good at storytelling, being good at copywriting, having these problem solving skills, decision making skills, conceptualizing, consumer psychology understanding, business understanding, strategic thinking, knowing the tools like Photoshop, Illustrator, Canva or Firefly, and AI to ease your workflows. Obviously, copywriting, problem solving, decision making, conceptual AI can help you with all of this. Those were the prompts that I gave you previously. But consumer psychology and business understanding is something that you will have to do it by yourself. Meaning of typography, what is it? Knowing what type of font to use and what exactly. Yes, there are like 6 different types of fonts. You have serif fonts, sans serif fonts, deodot fonts, decorative fonts, and all of that. So knowing which font works for which category, I've made an entire workshop on that, and that session is completely available. It's a 2-hour session available on YouTube. I will share the link. Okay. Branding examples. If you all want to see some examples, these are the works that I have done myself for some of my clients. So there was this brand called Eva Globus. It's a medical healthcare brand. So let's see what did we come up with. So this is the logo that we had come up with, but there's a lot of thinking that went behind it. So it was more about the medical symbol, the plus symbol indicating healthcare and medical. They wanted butterfly because they are like transforming people's lives. So transformation was well understood with the help of butterfly. So indicating the meaning of Eva, which is life, and butterfly is a true example of life transformation. And the globe, which is to indicate the meaning of a globe around the world. Okay, so now all of these three we had to combine into it. So now you can see how we combined it. So you can see this is the globe ring. You have the medical symbol plus, you have the butterfly also out of it, and you have the person or the customer. So all of this combined became the entire logo for Eva Globus. Then we gave its typography kit, how the typography, the font weights, the font style, the font to use and all. Then the color palette following the 60-30-10, and then building all its stationary mockups and some other mockups. You can see how we have presented to the client. So this is how when we build something, it will be easily sold. Now coming with a very different kind of a use case where you will have Indian clients who will take your logo and go to astrologers and get the astrologer's perspective if this is right or wrong. Something has to be added into it. Maybe I need a red color dot into it. You'll have those unique kind of clients. So I'm purposefully putting these kind of this thing because these are realistic ground use cases. Okay. So this was one of that logo. The logo company is KMR Consultations. Okay. We built that logo, but after that astrologer told because of the name or naming or what, there has to be A and Y into it. Okay. So somewhere we have to put that A and Y, and this is how we had happened to put just to satisfy the client requirement. Okay, guys. So, but look at the color palette, how we present it. Also remember one thing, don't follow the same pattern that you have used for other clients. Otherwise, all your portfolio works will look the same. Look at this. My previous color palette presentation was different. Now this color palette presentation is completely different. So try and create different variations. Your portfolio will look much better than some of the stationery of it and all of that. So basically, I forgot to explain the logo. It has the letter K, like this is the line, this is the letter K. Then it has the letter M, and then it has the letter R in the small this thing, like this is the R, reverse R or RR. Okay, so KMR, that's how the logo was formed. But because it is all into consultations, it is like the person who is happy with a smile. So a person who is happy at the end with the consultation, they are happy. So that is the deeper meaning as a storytelling that we sold to the client, and that's how this icon got finalized. You have all the 3 letters also, and you have the story also that the customer or the client is happy. So that is how we built the entire logo. Okay, some of those examples. Then this was a perfume brand, Mystique. Even he had this very simple thing that I need the infinity symbol into it, some or the other way coming into it. So these are the kind of people that you will come across, but we happen to make it happen. So this is the Mystique logo. And you can see like how we tried to create that elegance, executiveness, empowering, and all of it. A simple font customized for its requirements and to give that look and feel. Then showing those different this thing, like how the mock-up will look like on those smaller perfume packs, on your bigger perfume bottle, on a luxury perfume, how it would look like. And giving all of these mock-ups make them believe and trust the brand. Now this is an educational brand which is called MeritGrad. Now you can see it is all about student grading and scoring higher ranks. So because it was about grading, we had to show the performance. You can see the performance graph. Okay. You can see the letter G for grad, and you have the letter M. Okay, so merit and the grad and the entire performance. This, and because the person goes step by step, we created these dots, which is like one step to another, then milestones that the person is achieving throughout the course or throughout the journey. We could have taken a simple M also, but we purposefully created this entire story out of it. Now you can see how the merit grad concept got concluded even in this. And then again, the color palette, the typography, the mock-ups, and all of that. Now, this was an accounting firm called Traya. Even this person came with a very unique requirement after those astrological viewpoints, that in their logo they need to have this hash symbol. Okay, so this was a requirement that there has to be a hash into their logo. So by XYZ, after a lot of tries, this is exactly what we ended up creating. Hashtag Traya, and this showing like a what is that, shooting star going forward. So this is how the entirely the brand identity came out. The color palettes, you can see every color palette that I'm presenting is different, and the mock-ups and this thing and all of it. This brand even got sold to EY. EY actually acquired this brand, and now it is part of EY. So then there was a jewelry brand, now Vasantaa Jewelry. Now this was the name that was given to us, and this is exactly what we came up with. Vasantaa, the letter V, we wanted to bring the letter V, and because it was majorly for gold and diamond jewelry only, like jewelry and diamonds, we wanted to show a diamond over here. This is over here, the diamond, and we wanted to show that because all of it will be worn by a woman, we wanted to show a woman is wearing this particular necklace. So you can see a woman, the neck wearing this particular this thing, and you can see how it encapsulated in all the mockups, how we presented the font style, how we presented the color palettes, how we have shown the stationery, the visiting cards, and the bag, some more bags, the jewelry box, the in-store, if they put how it would look like outside the store. Again, one more box example, and all of that. Now, this is also another interesting brand, which is all about landscaping. It's nothing but all the art that we see on the communities. If you see, there are a lot of these green fields, which are all well maintained and all of that. So this landscaping is nothing but all of those grass. So now over here, we wanted to know that it is all about the plants, leaves, bushes, and all of that. And we had to bring that wow feeling as well as that meaning behind it. So this is how we ended up creating. You can see the letter W and the letter S. Okay, so the wow and the scape, and the entire thing looks like a bush of a plant. Okay, so this is how we encapsulated the entire logo, the color codes, the typography. You can see how the W and the S. So it's a very subtle thing. Nobody will see that WS, but it also communicates the entire meaning, the mockups, you can see how it looks. And then this was another one. This was like a psychologic clinic, which was more about psychological sessions that people go for mental wellness and mental health. So psychiatrist clinic. So this is how the logo we created. Mente clinic. You can see the letter M, you can see the letter C, and at the same time, you will also see that it's a person who is going happy at the end of the session. Now, behind this logo, there's a lot more thought that has gone. I will explain you that thought process. Did I put it over? Okay, I have not put it over here, but I don't mind opening it on Behance and showing you. Okay, so I will open. I didn't put that slide, but yeah. So you can see how we put the entire project, like the logo concept, the naming, wellness components. These are the research, like the mind, body, heart, and soul. Then you can see like the holistic approach, that the emotional chart that the people take. Then the making of the logo. So Mente word is initial letter is M, which forms a person who's seeking mental help. And in the process of the conversation of past, present, future, mind, body, heart, and spirit with the psychiatrist. At the end of the process, we ensure that the user goes back with a smile, which also forms the letter C. The overall proportion is in a square as we are creating a wellness space for the people to visit. Now you can see the letter M, the letter C, the conversations, and the smile. Okay, these are the things that we wanted to cover. And this is what the logo got created. You can see how it gets covered. The person or the mind, the letter M, the conversations happening. We just didn't put the chat symbol like this. If you would have put this also, it would look like the conversation, but we purposefully hid it. And the smile that you can see. And then you can see even in the font, we kept those two things separate color so that they look like people. One is the psychiatrist, one is the patient, and you can see all about you. So with that, we put this four dots. Four dots is all about mind, body, heart, and soul. So these two people are talking about the mind, body, heart, and soul, and all of that got translated as a story, and that's how we sold this entire thing to the client. So this is how we integrate the entire storytelling as part of the branding. Okay, did you all get a complete idea? Yes or no? Okay, perfect. That's all, guys. That's all for today. I will not go any further. Now let me uh, open up 1 second. Thank you so much for an information session. Great example. Yeah, your feedback, please. But I'm going to put in the resources and the feedback link as well. So I do need that. Just don't jump out. Some more things that we are going to do, I would like to cover if you all are okay. Otherwise, it's okay. Yeah, Google Trends, WCAG guidelines. These two things we will cover. Uh, I do need feedback. I know you all are part of the group, but before you all jump out, please wait for a minute. Just don't leave. We are going to do some more live practical. Just let me send you all the link. 1 second. Hold on, guys. 1 second. Okay. Be on the line and let me just get it going. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. So it is just loading. Thank you so much. I hope you all enjoyed the entire session. And I'm sorry, I thought 1.5 hours, but I think it required more time. I could have taken even more 1 hour if I would have gone in much deeper. But I hope this time was completely worth it and that you all got a lot of learnings. In the meantime, before I put the links, please put in your feedback. At least I would love to take some of your feedbacks. If you can unmute and tell, I'm going to allow you to unmute. Yeah, anybody who would like to go can unmute and tell your feedback. How do you feel? How did you feel? Was it worth it? Would you like to attend other sessions of Designer Hub? You can unmute yourself and put it. Anybody? Okay. Now I've got my this thing open. Let me put the link. 1 second. So I'm going to put a quick link of the resources. I'm first going to show it to all of you. Then I'm going to put it for you all in the group itself. You all are part of it. So these are the things that I've put in as part of the resources. One is finding amazing brand kit inspirations. So these are some websites where you can find some amazing inspirations. Collection of brand official color codes that you can find over here. This is an amazing website that you can go into. These are all the brands of around the world. You can just click on any brand, get all their color codes and all of it, so that you don't have to do much of a research. Okay. Then you have got this how the branding will look on multiple items. This is a very good website. So if you put your brand and you can keep scrolling and you will see how it will look on different items. This is a very good web. Okay, I'm not sharing my screen. Sorry. 1 second. Sorry. I'll have to just rejoin. 1 second, guys. I will rejoin. Hmm. Okay. Sorry, guys. I'm going to share again and try for this thing. Is my screen visible? Okay, so this is the entire sheet that I'm going to share with all of you. It has a lot of links into it. Now, these are like finding some amazing brand kit inspirations. You will find some crazy brand kit inspirations over here. A lot of them. Okay, and there's another website also. Then this is a website for brand colors. You can click on any of them and know all the color codes and all of it. For there are like millions of brands available over here. All the prominent big brands are all here. Okay, then you have this amazing website where you can upload your colors, 2 color, 3 color, whatever it is, and you can view how your website will look, how your magazine will look, everything out of it. Okay, you can see actual like things out of it, how your illustrations might look like in those colors. You can just change the colors over here and update and check how your illustration might look on this color and all of that. So it's a very nice website to test all your stuff. Okay, then we have mockup generators. These are some amazing websites. I've given an entire branding checklist. Okay, so this is a PDF that you all will have. This is like a checklist that you all have to collect before you start building your entire brand kit. And how you should price also, I have given all of that. For what you should offer what. This is like the generic pricing that is in the market. Okay, and apart from that, I have also put in like uh, AI in branding, all the AI prompts which I told you that you can use in your branding. You can test that. Then I have also put something. This is very interesting. Okay, if you click on it, let's say you are doing. I will give you this link. Before I give, I'm just showing it to you guys. So I'm just going to send it to all of you. Uh, let's say just if you take hospital also, the amount of branding items that you can design for an hospital, you can see like logo. These are all the items that you can design just for one hospital. Okay, this is like a checklist for you, and based on that you can just change the industry also, but just for one hospital there is so much that goes in. Okay, sorry, I'll have to share screen again. Yeah, so nothing. So this is just like for one hospital. Similarly, I've done it for schools as well. So if you just take for one school, you can sell so many branding items to them. Okay, so that's how you can show them like so much of branding is required, and you can charge like good 1 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, up to you. So there is no barrier on that. You can charge as much you wish to charge. So I'll this is also part of the giveaway. Along with that, I've given a brand kit presentation template on Canva itself, which you can utilize and duplicate and use it. It will be visible to you guys, don't worry. And then I've given the presentation that we have. Sorry, not presentation, but there's another kind of links that I have put over there. Yeah, all the links to the brand persona layout. So you can click on it and you can open the brand persona layout, and you can use this brand kit template and edit the entire persona. Inside this itself, I have added the answers that you have to get for elements that you have to follow for a brand kit, things that make a good logo, and how a logo is born. All of this is also given. Apart from that, all of the previous sessions that I have taken, which are the fundamentals, are part of this document, which you can just click and watch those sessions. Okay, so I think you have got a lot of resource in today's session itself. One single this thing. Okay, so did you all like it? Now I'm going to share this link, but uh, before I do this, okay, I would like to get all of your feedbacks. That is very important for me because this will motivate me and others. I have shared the feedback link, okay, in the chat link, but at the same time, I'm going to put it in the group as well, and I'm going to share this both the links into the group. Thank you for wonderful session. I had a question. There are maybe tens of branding frameworks. How do you choose the right framework? I think you can follow the brand Trinity framework and the 5 pillars of branding. That's more than enough. Don't anything that goes around at the end, you just check with your ROI and the mind, body, and the soul level. If you are able to connect these three, you will be able to solve the entire thing. And more than that, if you're able to fulfill the brand persona that you built, if it is solving all the gaps of that persona, I think you're in the right direction. And are there more upcoming sessions of workshops? Yes, every month we will have 1 or 2 sessions. So don't worry. Can you share me the link in the message box? This is the link I've put again for the feedback. But if you are all are not part of the WhatsApp group, many people have joined and left it. But if you're not, then please be part of the WhatsApp group. Every link and resource will be shared over there. If you're not part of the WhatsApp group, I am sending you the group link again. If you is anybody not part of the WhatsApp group? I've just sent the WhatsApp link again. It's called Designer Hub General. That's the group name. Uh, so this is the group name. No one can provide this type of detailed live video branding for free. Thank you so much. Can we get session where AI and design together, Claude and best other tools? We are coming. We already did one AI and design session. We completed that. No recording available for that because we were restricted not to record because there were other trainers as well who were sharing their secrets. But I'm going to plan one more AI and design workshop once again. Don't worry, guys. I've shared the group link in the chat. You all can join that group if you are not part of the group. But apart from that, I am going to put the same thing in again over here as well. The giveaway link and the group link. I'm sharing it, but I please do need the feedbacks. It is very very important for me to get those feedbacks. I know there are 50 of you right now. I at least need all the 50 feedbacks coming in today itself, not tomorrow. It will not take more than a minute. It's just a very small little form, less than 2 minutes, guys. Okay. Are you all okay to give me the feedback? Yes? Okay. How did you arrive at the specific user persona? Okay, perfect, perfect, perfect. Once again, I have not given the feedback though. The link, okay, I have given the link, but I'm going to put it in the group as well. And I'm going to share the giveaway link as well. 1 second. Let me share it in the group, WhatsApp group right away. So I hope now everyone is part of the WhatsApp group. Yes? It's called Designer Hub General. Yes, right? Okay, perfect. And I have put in the branding blueprint feedback link and the giveaway link. So it's all in the WhatsApp group now. I do need the feedbacks coming in, guys. Great session. Thank you so much. I'm very sorry that I was not able to put my camera on. Some technical glitch. I am from IIM studying marketing or branding, and this is top quality session. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Utkarsh. This means a lot. Karan, can we get a session for design system, please? I will do that. I'm already conducting a UX UI cohort already. There are already 15 people. There are 25 people in that cohort currently, which is already halfway through. We are going to complete this month. Again, the next cohort, when it starts, I'll keep it posted in the group. More classes like these, I would love to give if you all are going to attend. So I'm going to do more and more of these sessions. Don't worry, guys. I would love to give you all. Can't see any group link. I just joined. Okay, you just joined. I'm going to paste it again and again. Don't worry. I have pasted it again in the WhatsApp group. I've pasted it here as well. Please, how to join the next UX UI design cohort. It will be starting the next month, July. So I will be sharing it again. Don't worry. Be part of the WhatsApp group. Every month we are having 1 or 2 free sessions like this. I generally don't charge for any of my sessions unless there is some kind of a commitment fee required. That too, it will be less than 1,000 rupees. I never intend to cross 1,000. Even the UX UI cohort that we had so far, it's a 2 months cohort, or which will stretch to 2.5 months, which I see based on people's tasks that they are doing. We have just charged like 5,000 rupees for it, whereas others are charging 80K, 1 lakh, 1.2, 3 lakh, still not providing that quality of content, which we are doing it because we want you all to grow. I know the kind of situation and the suffer that you all are going through and everything. So with that intent, I have started this Designer Hub to help all designers grow. I will be doing AI in design workshop again in the coming month. June, we are planning for a 3-day AI in design workshop, which is not just about posters and carousels, which we are also going to cover how to make reels and ads out of AI videos. So we are going to do that. We are just waiting for confirmations from other trainers also to give their confirmation. It is an online session, 3-day online session. but we are going to charge a commitment fee so that you all attend. But whatever a nominal fee, not something costly, but it'll be totally worth it. So don't worry about the cost, but do join if you are interested. And we are going to put a lot of things on our YouTube. If you are, the YouTube link is already there. If you are not following, and do follow us on Instagram, please do follow on Instagram. Generally our sessions are at 9 p.m. itself. We prefer in the night time so that people are free from their work and can easily focus. And time for some feedbacks and some Q&As. I would love you all to ask some doubts, questions, and anything, and I'm more than happy to answer them. You can ask me anything, guys. I'm more than happy to answer. Even if it's not related to branding, you want to ask anything about design or the field, do let us know. And you can put a good Instagram stories if you like the session. Do tag DesignerHub Global on Instagram. It'll be great help. I have shared the link of Instagram in the WhatsApp group. I am also going to share it over here. So it is very hard to find clients. If possible, kindly conduct the DesignerHub sessions in Hindi. It will be more help to understand, easy to clearly, and engage much better. I plan to do that in Hindi soon. I will come to your answer of how to find clients in a minute. Need more sessions for UX UI design, who are the ones who are new in this field, also other fields that will be demand or important. Surely, Saloni, we are trying to do that. Please share Typescale website link. It is part of the typography video of in YouTube. I have given a resource link over there. In that you will find all the links of typography. If you all want to see and want to stay, I don't mind showing you a lot more stuff. You all wanted to see Google Trends and all of that, right? I'll show you. Is my screen visible? Just confirm if it is visible. I have a YouTube channel for DesignerHub. Please do follow us on YouTube. And you will get all, even this recording will be uploaded on YouTube. And I'm sharing the YouTube link also on the group. Follow us on YouTube. That's my YouTube link. Just a second, guys. I've sent that also. Okay, so I'm going to show you Google Trends. Just open this Google Trends, go over there, and you can search what are you searching for. Let's say I would search for organic ice creams. I am going to click search. And you will get to know results in India. How many people searched organic ice cream? None of them. Okay, none of them is searching for organic ice creams. Now let's say if I just make it ice creams, okay, you can see the amount of search. Okay, so now let's say if I am searching for dog ice creams, okay, in last 24 hours none. Okay, in past week in India only less than 100 people searched it. Let's say in past 3 months, these are the trends that you have. Okay, less than 73 people searched it. Okay, so I'm searching only India. You can take any country, any region and find trends. So let's say if I'm searching for, does this also include incognito searches? Many of the times, yes. Though Google does incognito is not tracked, but it is tracked. Let us search something like car, okay, electric car. How many searches in past 3 months? You can see the amount of search volume that it has on day-to-day basis. Okay. Similarly, you can find like this is like web search, image search. You can define all your search. So based on your searches, you can know if your search volume is high. Then people, now let's say if I'm going to search UI UX design, okay, in past 3 months, you can see there was a spike of more than 100 on May 11th, and then there's a little spike, but people are not searching this. So maybe people are searching UI design, maybe they are not searching UI UX design. See, UI design has more searches. You can see how people are searching, you will know. So if you're able to adapt to what people are searching, if you're having those keywords, those kind of communications, your brand will populate on top. Okay, that's how the Google Trends work. You can also see what is trending right now in India in last 24 hours. You can see all of it that is trending. Okay, and you will see the trends that are happening. More than 10K plus search volume. So if a search volume is above 10K, that's super good.
Okay, and you can see what was trending in past 48 hours as well. See, England woman versus Indian woman was trending. Sunil Ambedkar was trending so much. Then you can see all this cricket, West Indies cricket. Okay, let's see more. Let's say I go more. 5K searches, American couple, India trip cost. American couple, Indian trip cost. See, this is what people are searching. I can't even believe people are searching and still willing to go to America. Okay, Sona Chandi. People are searching about gold and silver so much. Football matches today. People are searching all of this. Okay, you can see, right? Amazing, right? Based on this, you can analyze what kind of businesses you want to target and things like that. You can even define category also. In which category you want to. So it's a very nice tool. I am not able to show you fully today, but you can track also a lot of stuff, and you can even like put your set of keywords and put it for tracking, and you will get a weekly report by itself. So trends is a very nice thing. So you can go to explore, and you can put your search item that you want to add, and it will track on day to day basis. Okay, so that's how you can use Google Trends. Now coming to your typography thing that I was telling, and WGAC guidelines. So any video that you see over here will have a video, and at the video I'll have a link at the bottom over here, resource link. Just open that resource link. They are totally, I've put hours into making all of this, guys. Okay, so these are like websites like for font brief. If you want to get a font brief, you will have like crazy websites for font brief. So let's say you want to if you have the voice and tone of the brand, you can tell like it is expressive voice, which is like a little bit of rugged. Seriousness is friendly. Let's say I'm more on friendly. Let's say it is organic. Okay, let's say it is progressive. Based on that, what are the fonts that you can choose? Based on all of these inputs, it is suggesting the fonts. Crazy websites I have put over here. Okay, you will enjoy the entire stuff, exploring each and every link that you have over here. This is another great website. Like this link is part of the YouTube link, which is over here. This YouTube link is part of the giveaway that I have given you today. So if you go on this giveaway, you will find those YouTube links. Each of those YouTube links have got its own resources and giveaways. Okay, so you can go into them and you will find a lot of stuff. Perfect. So now let's say I was talking about the font, this thing, right? Let me show you that also. Yeah, so font fabric, font tester, and type unit calculator. So this is the calculator that I was telling. Pixels, EMs, points, and percentage. You can find all of that. You can just put, let's say you are using 20 pixels, you can get all the other points, and you can see the entire chart, what to follow. This is for letter spacing and all of that. This is like the font tester, like you can just see and test all your fonts over here on different kind of things. So let's say if I take this one font, it will show me all of its this thing, and lot more stuff are there, guys. You can just explore it yourself. And there is something called as mix font, where you can mix different types of fonts, and it's an AI based font mixer, where you describe the brand and it will give you all the font suggestions. Then let me go to, yeah, this another calculator that I wanted to go, right? Yeah, this is the golden ratio calculator, which is best for like take any font, let's say, and like put the font size, and it will give you all the font weights that you should follow, the line height you should follow, and all of it, and it will show you with the examples over here, everything. So some crazy websites, but you will have to explore it yourself, because time is less and it's getting too late. I'll have to stop at some point. So I can end up going and going, but I know you all are going to get bored then. So open for feedbacks, guys. We can have discussions. Now let me clarify some doubts. I will consider and do it in Hindi, Mayur. I have read your comment. It will make it more clearly understandable for you. I will try and do couple of sessions in Hindi. Mani Krishnan, do you have any doubt? You can unmute yourself and also ask. Okay, I have a long feedback by Shruti. This was my second workshop with your team, and I truly enjoyed the experience. I had previously attended Design with AI workshop. Once again, this session provided valuable insight and practical knowledge. As I asked me, I'm grateful for the opportunity to learn. Thank you so much, Shruti, for your kind feedback, and really glad to have you. Uh, well done. Thank you so much, guys. Let me stop the recordings. Let me stop the recording, and then we can have some discussions if you all are open for it.